Peace, 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 love, light, and healing. Peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods. Peace to the earth. Y'all climb on in, climb on in. Let me know if you can see me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let's get it in today. Let's get it in. Peace, peace. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? I should be live on all my platforms. Matter of fact, let me check for myself before we get it started. How y'all doing today, though? Blessings, blessings. Y'all climb on in, climb on in. Shoot me some comments. Let me know if I'm buffering. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. I see we got a lot of YouTubers in here. Let me see if I got any Facebooks. Let's see what's going on my Facebook. Let's see. Okay, I see I'm live on Facebook as well. If you can hear me, let me know. And if you can see me, let me know. Type in some nines. If you can hear me and see me good, type in some nines. If I need to adjust my value, let me know too. Let's get it started. I want to talk about the true cause to all your diseases, y'all. I really want to talk about it. I got a dope presentation for y'all. We're going to do some giveaways at the end. We're going to make this a very, very memorable moment, y'all. So y'all climb on in the building and let's get it going. Let's get it going. So we have a lot of arguments. We have a lot of back and forth on what the true cause of disease is. A lot of people say that mucus is the true cause of disease. A lot of people say that acidosis is the true cause of disease. And me particularly, I disagree with them both. And I'm going to show y'all my stance and I'm going to prove it with the science of what it is. And not only will I prove what it is and how it acts and the physiology of disease, but I'm also going to give you a way to get rid of these things. It's a certain lifestyle change, a certain diet program, and a certain herbal therapeutic program that you can do to change the diseases or the illnesses that is, within the body. So before we get this started, since we is going to be going in today, I do want to read the statement. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. The products that I'm finna recommend is not to attend to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. I am not an allopathic doctor. I am a master herbalist and I am a biochemist. So I'm putting that out there for Facebook community guidelines. I just put that out there for YouTube community guidelines and any other platform that we will be uploading this transmission on. Okay, so y'all climb on in and let's get to it. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Peace, peace, guys. Peace, earths. How y'all feeling? So we got another person to say it start. Emmanuel King said he thinks it starts in the colon. So he say all disease starts with the gut. Y'all give me, before we go in and before I prove this, because y'all know me, I come on, I prove my stuff. What do y'all think the number one cause of disease is? All right, we got people that say mucus is the cause of illnesses. We got people that say acidosis is the cause of illnesses. We got Brother Emmanuel. He said that the gut, the obstructed bowel gut, is the cause of all illnesses. What do y'all think? Let me see y'all thoughts and we gonna get it. Make sure y'all get y'all pens and y'all pads too, because y'all know we finna go in. Y'all know we finna go in. What y'all think? Letitia said food. I disagree with food too. I think food is a major part. Phasium Ahmad said meat. Meat is a contributing factor. Somebody said energy. So, and I would like to think that it's actual. So Nikki Gobin said energy. I would like to think that it's the lack of energy in the body. And what I mean by energy, I'm going to prove it with the molecules. We're going to prove it with everything. But I would like to think that it's energy. You can use that word and exchange that word for oxygen, energy, oxygen, power. Because we understand that, if somebody say they sick, usually they lack energy. So energy equals power and power equals health. That's how you literally base whether you feel better or not. Imagine you have a cold and flu-like symptoms and you go down and you start, experiencing adrenal fatigue. You sleeping because you need to sleep for your body can open up the elimination pathways. During your sleep, you producing reductase. During your sleep, you producing catalase. During your sleep, you're producing glutathione. During your sleep, you're producing all these different metabolic hormones and metabolic eliminatory pathways like NRF2 pathways for you can start literally eliminating all the toxic waste from you dealing with your environment, from you eating the wrong types of foods, from you drinking pollutant water, from you bringing pollutants in through your nasal passage. So you go to sleep for your body can reserve energy to use the ATP to actually kick on the detoxification phase. So energy, now notice once you start feeling better, you get your energy back. Now you can walk around again. Your fever and your cold and flu-like symptoms leave, and you feeling back to your normal energetic self. So it's something that's going on with the energy, and we can prove this. We can straight prove this. In fact, I seen somebody taking some shots at me on Facebook. I don't mind it. A lot of people be sending me stuff, but I don't respond. I got so many haters, y'all. I'm talking about thousands and thousands of haters. It's ridiculous. But something, a lot of y'all be sending me people's stuff, and somebody was like, the chakras don't exist. Woody wop this and that. And I'm like, man, I could prove that scientifically right now. We can pull up the meridian pathways, and we can show two French scientists finding the meridian pathways and actually putting some certain type of liquid, injected it into the skin of a person, and the meridian pathways lit up. And the meridian pathways is where the energy flows within the body, and there's 7 different vortex centers that connects to these meridian pathways that we call chakras, or what we will really call the glandular highway. That we can prove that it's called what is it called? Retitium. I think the liquid is called retitium. I'm gonna get it before we get off here though. But they literally put retitium, this radioactive retitium, inside of the meridian pathways, and it lit up like a highway, y'all. So like now the meridian pathways is considered scientifically as an organ. Just like everybody thought we was playing when we said that there was a such thing as a glymphatic system and a lymphatic system, and they called us and said we was bullshitting, you're lying, this and that. Then all of a sudden, 5 years ago, the science, everybody came out, said, oh, it's this new organ that exists, and they call it the interstitium fluid of the body. So now the lymphatic system is actually considered an organ, and it's called the interstitial fluid of the body, which is nothing but mucus, cholesterol, and all these other in the lymphatic systems. This lymphatic fluid that actually is a eliminatory pathway of the body that they said didn't exist, but now all of a sudden they found it because they put a certain type of substance in the body, and they was able to track the pathway. So these things are real. It's just that the science are now catching up to us. And not only is it that the science is just now catching up to us, but they done figured this stuff out decades ago, but it take 20 to 50 years to actually change the textbooks. So it's a lot of stuff you hear as scientists and new doctors and stuff like that speaking about, but you won't read it in the books that you get in college or that you get in high school, because it takes 20 to 50 years to even create new textbooks. So thank God for people like me. Thank God for people like other healers, other naturopathies, other biochemists that's coming out with the information, because you won't find this stuff in your textbooks. And thank God for people that do clinical trials and actually go out and do the publishing and upload these government documents and articles. That way we have something to reference from, and I can show y'all like, hold on, no, this stuff do exist. It just ain't caught up to the media yet. It ain't caught up to the textbooks yet. But the chakras are clinically, they exist scientifically. The meridian pathway exist scientifically. The lymphatic system and the glymphatic system exist scientifically. Now, they haven't put the glymphatic system in the textbooks yet, like the lymphatic system will be in there within the next couple of years. But all y'all got to do is do common Google on the glymphatic system. They have found a sewage system of the brain that's linked into the cerebrospinal fluid, which is a draining pathway of the brain. And you drain it through the maxillary cavities, you drain it through the sinus cavities, and all these other different things. How you think that you can get rid of autism and all these different neurological diseases and amyloid protein if the body don't have a sewage system? You see what I'm saying? Everybody have 3 major functions. I don't care what body. The body can be purple, white, black, or blue. You dealing with the blood. You have to have a bloodstream, because the bloodstream is what deals with all of the nutrients that's going to be delivered to the cell. Not only that, the main component of the blood is to deal with oxygen. So blood, especially your erythrocytes, your red blood cells actually come from erythroplasts or erythroblastos that's inside of your bone. So if you look at bone marrow, that's where the blood is actually birthed from. Now, once the blood is birthed, you have something called hemoglobin, which is the first thing that attaches to these erythrocytes. From there, you breathe, and when you breathe in this oxygen, the oxygen actually attaches itself to hemoglobin. From there, the whole point of your blood is to get all the phytonutrients, to get all the phytochemicals and oxygen that you need to deliver it to the cells for you can yield energy. That's the only point of the blood. That's why they say that the life is in the blood. The moment that you start messing with the life in the blood, you're going to start seeing sickness and disease. We talking about energetics and magnetism here, y'all. And I'm finna prove this today. So we got the blood. The blood is what feeds the cells of the body. Next, you actually got what? The nervous system. Now you got the nervous system that communicates with the cells of the body. Then after that, you have what? The lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system, or the lymphatic vessels, is the sewage system of the body, because we know we have all these energetics and all these phytonutrients going through the bloodstream for our cells. 150 trillion of them can eat. And remember, I tell y'all all the time, the body, well, when we talking about the so-called indigenous or melanated people all over the globe, we have 150 trillion cells. When you talk about a Caucasian or you talk about an Asian, they have 50 to 75 trillion cells. And we have to keep in the factor that all of us is biologically and biochemically different. Even our physiology is different. I know that we look the same somewhat on the outside, but when you start tampering and you start diving into our inner parts and our eternal organs and internal organs, they look different. Our biochemical reactions and processes is different. Our metabolic processes is different. That's why you can see people like Liver King, and you can see this big rise of the carnivore diet in the Caucasian community, and it's actually making them a lot healthier, and it's not killing them. That's because their body react to different types of meat different than yours. Now, don't get it wrong. Give it 10 years to 20 years from now, there's going to be a blowback from it, because even meat kills them in the long run, but it just kills you quicker. And the reason why is because you're biochemically created and made differently. You see that? Even, I mean, when you get down to the bacteria, you get down to the bacteria inside of the vaginal canal of a so-called African-American woman. Then you check the bacteria inside of a Caucasian woman and Asian woman. The so-called black woman, the melanated woman, have more prokaryotic cells inside of her womb. Not only inside of her womb, but she got it all throughout her body. These are single cell organisms that was here before eukaryotic cells. So when you hear me saying that we are prokaryotes, or we come from prokaryotes or prokaryotic cells, I'm not just making that shit up. This is scientific documents and data that you can look up to prove these things. And then we metamorph or pleomorphosize through life, through the mitochondria, which is what we're going to be talking about today. And now the mitochondria have developed what you would call these eukaryotes or eukaryotic cells and respiratory chains, for it can figure out a more efficient way to burn energy. Everything is about burning energy. So that's why I talk about Henrietta Lacks a lot and talk about her prokaryotic cells and her eukaryotes and how her prokaryotic cells are still alive till this very day, and she been dead for over 50 years. So there is a biological difference between whites, so-called whites, I hate that word because it's the color of a crown, blacks, I hate that word because that's a color of a crown, and Mongolians and Asians. There's a difference. But you're going to start seeing that they cells kind of functioning the same. So we're going to get to it, y'all. Y'all ready to get this started? Type in some nines, man. We finna get straight to it, y'all. I'm telling you. Let's dive deep in this, and let's talk about what's killing everybody. And this is the good thing about the so-called indigenous melanated person. Our bodies are blueprint, especially the so-called Negro, the so-called black, the melanated woman. Her body is the true blueprint to all living things. If you put aside religion, put aside what you've been programmed to think, and let's deal with the pure science here, the pure facts that we finna bring up, she is the blueprint. And according to her blueprint, everybody else is a mutation of her, even the so-called black man. So if you need to get back to healing, guess what you have to do? You're going to have to study the black woman. You're going to have to take her cells like they did. Look, notice that they didn't go take no black man cells and test it out for years and mess with the placenta. They did that to Henrietta Lacks, a black woman, the Hillex cells. It was for a reason, because we know that the mitochondria, which is what yields energy and ATP throughout your whole entire body, is what? Is it maternal or is it paternal? Huh? We talking about, yes. We're not talking about patriarchal. We actually talking about a maternal. We talking about maternity. We talking about from the female line. And look, what's crazy is when you check mitochondria is essential for all living life, right? If you check the mitochondria of a man and you check it in his sperm, he has single numbers. So each of my sperm only have about like 6 to 7 mitochondria in them, right? This organelle called mitochondria, which is what I need to literally fire off ATP, adenosine triphosphate, if I can have power and vitality of life. Did you know if you check a woman's egg, Google this if y'all think I'm lying, check a woman's egg. One egg holds hundreds to thousands of mitochondria, or what I call mitochondrian. But a man's sperm cell only holds single numbers. So we got to really start talking about this stuff here, y'all, because it's very, very fascinating. Once you start talking about that, then you start getting into who they rather study. They rather study the black woman. They don't really care about studying the black man, because they know by science that the black man is truly a mutation with unworking parts of a black woman. Nipples don't work. Nipples don't work at all. You see what I'm saying? So we got a lot of parts on us that really don't work. And you have to ask yourself, why don't they work? You know what I'm saying? Where did we get them from? And then you start digging and diving deep into the biochemical molecular structure of, you know, the first human being. And I'm just saying, man, it's mind-blowing information that you have to deal with, y'all. You got to deal with. That's all I'm saying. But look, let's get this started, y'all. Let's get it started. Hope y'all got y'all pens and y'all pads. And I'm not here trying to, you know, discourage y'all from, you know, none of that. Your belief is your belief. I rock with you regardless. But look, it's time for us to start dealing in truth, family. Like all of that, it's time for us to truly unprogram ourselves and remember and relearn. The literature been messed up. The religion literature have totally messed our minds up, y'all. The television programming have totally messed our minds up. The way that the man have came, especially in the Western hemisphere, and even in the Eastern too, especially when you start getting into deep religions, the way that the man have set himself up so high, and we don't wonder why the world is moving in the way it's moving. And that's because we really have forgot about the woman. When the woman is the blueprint to creating life. The woman is the blueprint to life itself. And I'm not just saying this and I'm not a Hotep Negro, what y'all would call a Hotep. I don't believe in Kemet. I don't think that I'm Egyptian. So y'all can't even call me no Hotep nigga or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I identify as a Hebraic Israelite, a Hebrew Israelite that's indigenous to Americas. That's who I identify as. And y'all know, coming from my background, all we talk about is how the man is this and the man is that. But I'm telling you, by scientific backed up proof that we finna go back to healing the disease, it's gonna be tapping into the woman, the melanated woman. I'm telling you, y'all, and it's crazy. But look, let's get to it though. Let's get to it. So check this out. Let me take this part off real quick. All right, so we got people that's saying, most people think that it's the gut. A lot of people said that it's acids, and a lot of people said that it's mucus. I'm thinking it's energy and oxygen, and I'm not only thinking that it's energy and oxygen, but I'm finna prove that all of your cause to your so-called illnesses and dis-ease is the lack of oxygen to the cells, because the mitochondria or the mitochondria actually need oxygen to yield ATP. This ATP is then used as energy to give you power and vitality for life. And we have to understand what power and vitality is. Power and vitality means that you can wake up in the morning, that you have melanin neurotransmitters firing off, you have dendrites and synapses connecting, your bone calcium and magnesium matrix is actually reproducing new blood cells. You know what I'm saying? Your bone marrow is actually reproducing erythrocytes. Like, this is what we need for ATP. Look, I even wrote a lot of stuff down. So look, for ATP, look, just based off of this, and this is stuff that I jotted down straight just off of my head. Cellular repair, you need ATP for. Protein synthesis, you need ATP for. Melanin neurotransmitter synthesis, you need ATP for. Enzyme creation, you need ATP for. Hormone production, you need ATP for. And you need ATP to actually repair the telomeres on the end of your chromosomes and to repair the DNA itself. You need ATP. It's essential for life. It's very, very essential for life. Now, is there another way to get ATP without oxygen? Yes, it is. It's called anaerobic processes. But the anaerobic processes is going to use the bacteria, or what we're going to call the microzyma, and it's going to use fermentation to get ATP. Now, we already got fermentation from our food. You see what I'm saying? Now we got fermentation from our red blood cells, because our red blood cells do not have mitochondria, because the sole purpose of the red blood cells is to be a carrier of phytonutrients through the bloodstream to actually distribute the phytonutrients and all of the bioavailability of chemicals you need to each individual cell of the body. So the red blood cells is only worried about hemoglobin, because we understand that hemoglobin needs iron phosphate. And this makes hemoglobin a electrical magnetic mineral within inside of the bloodstream that's going to attach not only oxygen, but it's going to attach all other different minerals, because we understand that minerals are cations and anions, and this make them very magnetic. So the only thing the blood is worried about is getting oxygen. And once it get oxygen and hemoglobin, everything else attracts to that. And that's how the blood is able to distribute all the phytonutrients that you need to the cells. So that's what the blood is worried about. But every other cell in your body needs mitochondria for you can yield ATP. We finna talk about it. And we have to understand the mitochondria is one of the oldest organs in existence. And they claim that, you know, the air, they claim this. They claim that we couldn't breathe oxygen in this atmosphere. And so it was different types of prokaryotes here on Earth. This is what they claim. I don't believe it, but this is what they claim. But it makes good sense when you think about it. But I believe it's way deeper than that. I believe that male and female was one at first. And I believe that the genes was split by a creator. And I believe that's how the true male came from the female. But I think that the female was more androgynous than anything. It was made of female and male parts. And if you look at the female between the stages of 1 week to 6 weeks, you will see that. And y'all been seeing and hearing about how this Y chromosome is actually disappearing amongst the black community and all over the world. The Y chromosome at the 6 weeks mark is actually what turns the actual that feminine suspect, that feminine embryo into an actual male, y'all. And then we see how the genitals go through its pleomorphism or metamorphism, and then you start seeing it change and turn into a penis. Well, that Y chromosome is being attacked on a global scale, y'all. Google this. The Y chromosome is disappearing. And they was talking about within 15 to 100 to 200 years how scientists believe that it's not going to even exist anymore. Then we start thinking about atrazine, and you start thinking about all the soy, and you start thinking about all the different types of estrogen that they putting in the waters, the estrogen that they putting in the food, the estrogen that they're hybriding into your hybrided weeds, because they know brothers love to smoke their marijuana, and how these things are very, very cytotoxins and estrogen, and it yields estrogen, and estrogen literally changes your sex preference, and it start metamorphosizing your genitals, and it chemically castrates you. Y'all think this stuff is just on an accident, or is this by design? And scientists is coming out now like, look, y'all, we not only is we dealing with some global warming issues, they killing the earth, but they also killing the males, and they stripping them of all of their testosterones, and they turning their genitals back into clitorises and vaginas, and ain't nobody talking about it. And we wonder why we have all this penile atrophy, and all this other stuff, where men is losing inches and losing girths of their penises or their balls, or not even dropping, and they getting smaller. Men are growing visceral fats and man boobs. They voices are getting lighter. The hair is thinning. They starting to turn into male. They even look, Google this, y'all. They're losing their bone structures. Men are now losing their facial recognition bone structures that makes them a man. They losing the big brows over their eyes. They're losing the strong jawbone structures. Man, look, boy. We are at war, man. We are at war, and we ain't even realizing it. But let's get back to it, though. Let's talk about how to truly deal with all of this stuff, man. I know it's crazy, y'all. I know. But let's talk about how to deal with all of this stuff. So we're going to talk about the mitochondria. So this is the mitochondria. Again, the mitochondria is not inside of the red blood cells. The only thing that the red blood cells truly deal with is actual oxygen and hemoglobin. The red blood cells are created from the bone marrow. This is where the red blood cells actually come from. But if you want to even get deeper than that, red blood cells come from something called microzymas. All things come from microzymas, and these are these pleomorphic bacteriums that you cannot see until they metamorphosize or pleomorphosize and grow bigger and bigger. Sometimes the microzymas can cause the body to be at a balance of homeostasis. Sometimes they can pleomorphosize to become the janitors and help break down or putrefy cells. Sometimes they deal with anaerobic fermentation. Sometimes they metamorphosize into parasites, for they can eat iron and things and organelles outside of the cells, so the cells can go through apoptosis to be rebirthed again. But we talking about the same exact things. These microzymas, or these sematides, whatever you want to call them, these are your real creators of life. They help with protein creation. They help with protein synthesizing. They help with everything. So we truly have to step back and reevaluate the way that we look at diseases and the way that we look at germs, because all things start from a germ. Your sperm is called what? A germette. Isn't that what your sperm is called? But that ignition, when you ejaculate that sperm into your woman's vagina and testosterone and zinc and magnesium hit that egg and this big old blast of euphoria come, don't a whole embryo is created from that? So a germ created a whole life, and that germ end up creating an embryo. That embryo end up creating an infant. That infant creates a toddler. That toddler grows into a preteen. That preteen grows into a full grown human being. But it started off as a what, y'all? A germ. So what are you? Or you the microorganism? Or you the microbiota? See, we think we these bodies and we not. So once you truly understand that ideology or that new way of looking at life, then you can truly understand what we finna talk about here. Truly understand it. Now, so this is the mitochondria. So we understand that the mitochondria is feminine. All right, it's on the maternal side. Now, not only that, the mitochondria is amazing because we need it to yield ATP. The mitochondria is actually considered a organelle. So the body have organs. One of the organs in your body will be called the lungs. One of the organs in your bodies will be called the liver. One of the organs in your body will be called the pancreas. The actual endocrine system is an organ because it produces things and secrete things. Well, a cell in your body have the same exact organs. They just look different, but the same exact definitions, and they do the same things, but we just call them organelles because they're small parts. So organs means parts. Organelles means small parts. You see that? So you are a reflection of 150 trillion bacteria that's in your body. Again, who are you then? If the body have 150 trillion cells and 100 trillion of them cells belong to a community of microorganisms that you can't even see, and you got to get thermal telescopes and all types of shit just to even view these things, or you the microbiota? Now let's get back to the mitochondria, which is another bacteria called a organelle. But we know that this is a living entity because it has its own damn DNA. Not only do the mitochondria have its own female DNA, but it have its own female DNA synthesis, meaning it has ribosomes and RNA in it too. It can rebirth and replicate its own DNA that's set apart from your DNA. So what is the mitochondrion? What is it? It's a living entity. It have its own thinking power and its own thinking capability, y'all. It does its own shit. We finna prove this. And this is what you need for vitality and power. Without this, you would stop breathing. If all the mitochondria left your cells right now, you would die because you wouldn't be able to have power to actually live and breathe and go through cellular respiration. So we have to understand which one is truly important here. We got to start prioritizing things when it comes to our health. And it seems like that the mitochondrion is the most important thing. So why we don't prioritize that over everything else? I need to make sure I'm feeding my mitochondrion the right foods that it like to eat if I can yield the most energy and power and vitality. I need to make sure I'm drinking the right amount of liquids for I can, most definitely hydrate the mitochondria if it can give me and yield me energy, if it can yield me ATP, vitality, and power. I need to make sure I'm talking to the mitochondrion and the mitochondria. I need these things are important, and it's a living entity. If you speak to it, it will speak back to you. But we're gonna talk about it though. We're gonna talk about it. All right. So the mitochondria. So the mitochondria or membrane-bound cell organelles, the mitochondrion singular. So if you want to talk about one specific mitochondria, you'll call it the mitochondrion. If you want to talk about it all together, you will call it the mitochondria. Same thing for the microbiota or the microbiome. Microbiome, whole, microbiota, one. You see what I'm saying? It says that generate most of the chemical energy needed to power the cell biochemical reactions. So you would not have any biochemical reactions within your body without the mitochondria. All right. Even if we going through a fermentation anaerobic way, it still uses the mitochondria. Look, nothing happens, no reactions happens in the body without you hollering at grandmother, or what we gonna call the high priestess, or what you gonna call the mitochondrion. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm not calling it a female. Scientist is. Biochemist. Well, I am a biochemist. So yes, I am calling it a female. You see what I'm saying? Botanist is. Biologist is. See, it's only so long you can sweep shit under the rug. Eventually, the truth is going to come out. The truth is gonna come out, family, and it's coming out. It says chemical energy produced by the mitochondria is stored in a small molecule called adenosine triphosphate, ATP. Mitochondria contains their own small chromosomes. So look, they have their own chromosomes, they have their own DNA, they have their own telomeres, they have their own bacteria, y'all, because it's bacteria inside the mitochondria that's helping getting all the jobs done. It's mixing with certain minerals, and they call these enzymes. It have its own respiratory chain. It have its own lungs. It breathes. It takes a poop. This thing do everything. It does everything but move outside your body and walk. And the reason why it don't move outside your body and walk, because it uses your body to implement its will. I'm just saying, look, once you really start getting deep into biochemistry, it start making you rethink like religion. It make you rethink God. It make you rethink everything. Because it's like, damn, who am I then? Who am I? And if all of the parts that make me up is female, that really guides me and give me my power and energy, dang, I really should change up how I interact with women. Dang, I really should change and interact with, I really need to sit back and reevaluate what's going on here. Once you put everything aside and deal with the hard facts and science, it's like, who the hell are we? Are we the mitochondria? I'm saying, or are we the pleomorphic bacteria that's in us? And this is just a damn meat suit. This is a avatar, a vehicle that 150 trillion bacteria is actually moving. Like, is this a damn spaceship? Is this a spaceship? And there's little, like, this make you look at Men in Black totally different now, family. This make you look at Man in Black totally different. Remember that with Will Smith on Man in Black, and the alien opened up, and there was one alien controlling the head. It was another alien controlling the arms and shit. It was another alien controlling the digestive system. It was another alien in the chest making the heartbeat. But on the outside, it looked like it was one individual. But on the inside, you see all these different bacterias, or what you would call alien, controlling this one individual. Is this how this stuff is really working? I believe so. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So check this out. So it have its own chromosomes. Generally, the mitochondria, therefore, mitochondria DNA. See that mitochondria, it has its own deoxyribose nucleic acid, or inherited only from the mother. So this very, very crucial, most important organelle that is actually essential for all life only come from the mother. Not only that, family, only a mother can birth the child. So without the woman, I wouldn't even be here. No kings, no God, nobody would even, no living mammal would be here without a mama. Even when we get to the mammals and we start talking about, cows and bears and all, it needs a female to have a womb to give birth. Now, not only that, she's not only giving you life, but she's actually giving you essential parts to keep your life going, called mitochondrial organelles. I don't know about y'all, but that is mind blowing to me. Because I'm just saying, because we run around as men, especially my background, we say we don't need women. Shit, we most definitely need the woman. It's there. That clearly just said that. It's said in a lot of scientific jargon, but that's what that means, family. Now, look, let's start looking at this on a molecular structure, though, and how deep it get. See, and it's going to show you, I'm finna change your conception about healing. We finna make this practical, and we're going to put it in a woman and man sense, and it's going to really make a lot of sense, family. Check this out, family, because it gets deeper. It gets deeper. So when you're looking at I tell y'all this all the time, that the body is made of 150 trillion cells, right? And out of 150 trillion cells, 100 of them cells are actually bacteria. 50 trillion of them cells come from the earth, minerals from the earth. So if you read the book of Genesis, or what you would call the book of Bereshith in the Torah, it talks about how the creator created Adam out of the actual afar. Afar means minerals of the ground, the dust of the ground. And it said from that he breathed into the nostrils of Adam the breath, the neshama, and then he became a living soul. All right, this is the same thing when you look at it from this aspect of this point. So we see that half of our bodies, our meat suit, is created from the earth. That's 50 trillion cells made of minerals and all these other things. But then you see the trillion cells actually don't even come from earth. It comes from another different galaxy. It comes from another different realm of density, y'all. And we're going to prove all these things. And maybe that's where the sickness is happening at. Maybe it's happening on the bacterial level. Maybe it's happening on the organelle level. So when you start looking at the actual organs, and so we understand that, you know, something called the microzyma is actually what makes protons, electrons, and neutrons. These protons, electrons, and neutrons that's made by these invisible microzymas are what you would call living ancient. Man, like these like are ancestral gods, y'all. I don't even know what to call them. They got scientific names for them, but I think they're more spiritual than anything, but you can prove them now. You don't even need a quantum computer to actually prove these things. All you need is electronic microscope, a quantum microscope, and you can see these things. You can see them in the blood. You can see them in the cells, but they're way more spiritual and ancestral than anything. So these spiritual ancestors, what you would call the microzyma, creates protons, neutrons, and electrons. These protons, neutrons, and electrons then create these cells. These cells then create organs. These organs then create systems. And then these systems is what you would call a human body, right? Now, when you dive deep inside of the cell, remember the cell have organelles. Let's talk about the mitochondria. The mitochondria of the actual cell act as the actual lungs and the digestive system of the cells. And what it does is it takes oxygen and it releases carbon dioxide, CO2, light constituent chains with ATP, similar to breathing fuels. Most activities of cells in the inner structure is folded all the time to get maximum areas for cellular respiration. So when you look at the mitochondria like it's an actual lung, or you can look at the mitochondria like it's an actual digestive system, because that's what it does. It gives you energy and it gives you ATP through oxygen. So that is the whole entire purpose of breathing. You know, I read a lot of books, y'all, like tens of thousands of books. And it's one book I was reading, and it was talking about the actual science of breath. It was talking about how breath is not only spiritual, but there's a science to it. And it said something that blew my mind. It said breath is life. To breathe is to live. So me, with my biochemistry background and just with my naturopathy background and hundreds, thousands of healing testimonies and clinical trials, I'm like, if breathing is to live and you breathe in oxygen, why is that so important? That's because we need oxygen for the mitochondria. We are straight serving this feminine entity in our bodies, y'all. And once we stop serving her, we straight die. That's mind blowing to me if you think about it. We are serving trillions of female entities deep within ourselves that help create us. In the moment we stop serving it, in the moment we stop giving it food, in the moment we stop feeding it water, in the moment we start literally disrespecting her, we die, because it don't give us currency. It's literally called energy currency. Google it. Energy currency. Y'all think I'm talking? Look, y'all think I'm lying? Let's Google it. Check this out, y'all. Mitochondrial energy currency. Y'all see what it said? Look what popped up. The inner membrane of the mitochondria is the site of ATP production. ATP, adenosine triphosphate, is known as energy currency of the cell. I ain't making it up. There it go, right there. Let me put it back in your face. Damn, how did I do that? Boom. I ain't got to make that up. Mitochondria energy currency. So she pays us when we respect her. But the moment we start disrespecting her, she cut off our energy and she cut off our currency. Me and Jay were just talking the other day about Chicago and how Chicago, I'm from St. Louis, in St. Louis, been in St. Louis. I ain't never leaving St. Louis. This is my spot. I'm here. I'm here to rebuild my community. I might have properties in every other state and every other city, but this is home for me. My headquarters will always be here in St. Louis, right? And we were just talking about how Chicago is now being as worse as St. Louis, Missouri now, with the murder rates and stuff going up. And it's a documentary on Netflix, because, you know, we finna be on Netflix, so we want to see our competition and what we up against. Man, we watched the documentary, and guess how they stopped the brothers from killing? They stopped the brothers from killing in Chicago for 2 weeks straight because they stopped giving them ass. The women came together and they said, y'all want to kill each other? Y'all ain't getting no vagina. Tell me why gangbangers, leaders started sitting down together. Man, nigga, we got to talk this out, man. I ain't getting none at home. I'm stressed out. Hey, look, No bull, bro. And I'm not promoting nothing here, and I'm sure not promoting saying women stop giving sex to your man. That's idiotic. Never do that, because you don't want to create any imbalances in your household. But I'm just showing you the power of this feminine entity that I'm talking about. And I just want to keep the ideology and the reference, and I want to keep comparing it to women and man. But anyways, check this out. Y'all can look this stuff up. Look, they out there killing each other, dead as a doorknob, right? So the women came together and they like, look, if y'all gonna keep killing each other, y'all gonna keep putting each other 6 feet deep, y'all ain't getting no vagina, no more yoni, no more nookie. Man, look, the murder rate stopped for 2 weeks straight, family. Look it up, y'all. Shows you the power in that though. Saying so if you don't respect this and respect me, you don't get no energy. Same thing that happens to the mitochondria in the cell. You don't respect me, you don't give me what I need, I'm not yielding you any energy. And that is cellular death, y'all. Apoptosis. It's crazy. It's crazy. Y'all, I'm not making it up. Look it up, y'all. That's some funny stuff. So now, let's talk about this. So when you get into the mitochondria, it has 2 sources that it needs. So the mitochondria needs nutrient source, which is glucose, and you can do fructose too. The good thing about fructose goes a different way. It doesn't need insulin for you to actually feed it. So it don't have to go through glycolysis and all of these other different things to actually yield ATP and to give actual mitochondria sugar. So a best way to truly, get that food on the altar to this higher entity that's in our body is to truly eat fruits. That's the fastest way she can get her energy. That's the fastest way she can yield and turn that energy back into adenosine triphosphate and yield it back to you, for you can have power and sustainability of life. Which is the fruit way, because the fruit goes through a different type of infusion than actual glucose. But we're going to talk about that as well. So she have 2 sources. She need nutrient source, which is glucose from the blood. She eat fats or she eat proteins. Proteins means nothing but amino acid structures. I hate the word protein, but I want to keep it very scientific, so we're going to use some of their words. So she like glucose, she like fats, and she like proteins, but she loves fructose. She loves fructose so much, y'all. Let me say this again. She loved fructose so much. Let me take that off. Where am I at? She loved fructose so much that the sperm is fed by fructose. Your sperm is not fed by glucose, fellas. Y'all want to Google it? Let's just Google it real quick. Does sperm eat fructose? Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Look what it say. Fruits not only increase sperm count mobility, but fruits does not use glucose. Y'all can find this right here at I ain't finna accept the cookies, but y'all can find this at CNY Fertility. CNY Fertility, family. Hold on, let's just get one. Let's get a second witness before we keep going. The sperm use fructose or glucose? Hold on, here it go again. This say fruit, and this is a government article from the government. Fructose is thought to be the major energy source for ejaculated sperm. It says found in seminal plasma in many mammals species. There it go. I ain't got to make this up. She know what she want. She want them fruits. She want them fruits. Hey, it's finna be all daggers today. Look, this is finna be an amazing transmission today, y'all. It's finna be all daggers, y'all. So we see that automatically, just dealing with the science and dealing with the mitochondria and dealing with the cells, that the cells rather have fruits than vegetables, and they rather have vegetables than any other thing like grains and meats and all these other different types of things. So your most energetic, highest form of intelligent food is fruits. It's so high in energetics that it actually is the only thing the sperm want to eat. Now let's talk about your actual mitochondria. What is its famous, most popular food? It's fruits, especially berries. Wait till we get into the anthocyanins and the antioxidants, y'all. Y'all gonna see she loves the antioxidants. This actually changes her whole entire aspect of life. And when she look at life differently, you look at life differently, because you are made up of her. So if she view the environment as toxic, your ass is going down for toxins. If she view the environment as alkaline, you will not suffer from metabolic acidosis. Most of your disease start because of this, because y'all are not giving her enough oxygen. You have to give the mitochondria oxygen. That's what it needs. That's what it needs. Do y'all like the way I'm doing this analogy and I'm putting it together? If y'all like that, type in some nines and we'll keep talking and bringing up male and female mitochondria. I think that we understand, and overstand better when we start conceptualizing things that we live through. We deal with women and men all day. So if we look at if we look at this science from a lens of family structure, I think we are better understand it. So if y'all like it this way so far, type in some nines and we'll keep doing it. We'll keep going. All praises, all praises. All right, so where was I at? All right, so let's talk about nutrients again. So, all right, so what she needs, I don't know if we're going to call her Big Mama. I'm going to change it. We're going to call her Mother Priestess. We're going to call her Big Mama. We're going to call her God. We're going to call her all of that. Not saying that the black man ain't God. And I hate the word black, but y'all identify with it. But the black man is God too. We have to understand that, because guess what? He came from the black goddess. So I'm not saying that we not God or none of that, y'all. But it's just crazy, this ideology here. This is a new way to look at disease. So the number one nutrient source is glucose from the blood, fat, or protein. From a storage form is glycogen. It stores up in the muscle cells. So the first thing she gonna do is she's gonna get it from the muscles, and that's why you have to be moving. I love the box. You have to be boxing, something to get your cardio on, because that's how you actually create more ATP. And the more ATP you create in demand, the more mitochondria starts rebirthing herself. So if you want a lot of mitochondria to yield a lot of energy, working out, resistant training is the best training. Or if you do high interval resistant training, and that's just going against gravity, doing push-up. Calisthenics is very good for it. Push-ups, chin-ups, things like that, running in place, jump roping, boxing, beating a heavy bag. All these things give you explosive energy because it's using up all of the mitochondria inside the muscle cells. And then once it uses that up, then it's going to start burning off the glucose in the blood or fats or proteins. And this is where you get ketosis from and the keto diet. We're going to talk about all that. Next one, it needs, not only do it needs nutrients, but it needs oxygen. Oxygen from the blood, called hemoglobin. Now, look, this is how powerful your body is. If it can't pull it from the blood and until you get your breath back, it'll start pulling itself from something called myoglobin, which is found in your constant moving muscles. So the muscles you move the most, it will start pulling oxygen from there. Big Mama ain't no joke. Mother Priestess ain't no joke in the body. She know how to use her vehicle, y'all. I'm telling you. She gonna pull it from the muscles. She gonna pull it from the fat. She gonna pull it from the protein. She gonna pull it from the fructose. She gonna pull it from the glucose. It ain't nothing that you can put in your body that she can't pull fuel from. The thing is when she pull that fuel, how essential it is, how powerful it is, how healthy it is. Because if you constantly feeding her bullshit, then it's gonna start to wear and tear on her membrane and on her psychological processes. Because remember, it's a thinking faculty. I'm gonna show you. She can change and switch up on the fly, y'all. The mitochondria can change and switch up on the fly. It's not even the same shape or size in every cell. It's amazing. And they have an interconnected network. And this one scientist was talking about how the trillions of mitochondria actually act as one networking entity. He said he don't think there even is trillions of them. It's one of them that self-replicate itself for it can keep expanding and growing and learning in consciousness. I said, woo. This is something we got to talk about. So even though it's trillions of them, it's really only one. I know, y'all. It's crazy. Now, the way that it gets this glucose is by infusion, right? So let's show y'all this. So this is called diffusion. So what happens is you will eat some food. The food will break down into phytochemicals and phytonutrients. These phytochemicals and phytonutrients will break down into glucose in the bloodstream. Once it breaks down into glucose in the bloodstream, what will happen is you will have insulin. The insulin is used as a diffuser. And what the insulin would do is the insulin would then go get the glucose, turn the key to the cell, and allow glucose inside of the cell. All right. Now, the same thing that happens with oxygen. You take breaths. You get oxygen. Oxygen attaches itself to hemoglobin and iron, this Phi, or what you would call faith, because we understand that all religions come from the body. This Phi or this ferritin is where you get faith from. See that without faith or without iron, you have no oxygen. Oxygen is the God molecule. So you need faith or iron or that Phi to actually get oxygen, or the Ruach HaKodesh, or what they call the Holy Ghost, right? That Holy Spirit, to actually feed the mitochondria, which is God. I'm just like, when you start looking at this, we need to write a whole damn new religion on just the body, on the science of the body, and create a whole fundamental religion that will actually make sense more than anything else. I'm telling you, family. But anyway, where am I at? All right, I'm going too fast, y'all. I'm too excited. All right, so what happens is this diffusion happens. So what is a diffusion? A diffusion is the movement of molecules or ions from a region of high concentration to a region of lower concentration until they spread out evenly. So we see these molecules, see these cations and these anions. I see magnesium negative, that's an anion. I see potassium plus, that's a cation. But notice, in order for it to infuse, it have to be greatly concentrated in order to infuse itself within the cell. That's what happens to fructose by way of the liver, and that's why I tell you that I can heal you if you're insulin dependent or or you're not insulin dependent. We done heal many diabetes clients because we bypass the pancreas because they don't need glucose. We diffuse the actual by eating fructose. You diffuse and infuse the sugars into the cells. You don't need insulin to be a key mechanism to unlock the cell, and it's showing you the same way, except with glucose you need it. And what it's called with this is, it's a different name for it. It's literally called glucose facilitated diffusion. That's what you need. See, when you're using sugars from your fructose or from your fruits, it don't need to be facilitated. The mitochondria loves it so much. It's like, look, the hell, you don't need no key to get in here. Go on, come on in. Take off your clothes. You don't need no key. You don't got, look, you soon as you walk past the door open up. That's the most beautiful thing about fruits, that it doesn't need a key to facilitate the diffusion or infusion. So facilitated diffusion is a form of passive transport that uses a carrier protein. Insulin is a carrier protein to transport a substance down to a concentration gradient. So you don't need a carrier protein when you're eating fruits. This deal diffuses itself in the liver, and then the liver bypass it, put it straight into the duodenum. The duodenum pick it up and infuses itself into the blood. Then the blood capillaries and capillaries pick it up, and it distributes it to 150 trillion cells of the body for phytonutrients. All right. I hope y'all got that. If y'all understood what we talking about so far, type in some nines. Make sure y'all like and y'all share this too, y'all. Make sure y'all like and y'all share this. Make sure y'all like and y'all share this. All right, perfect. So now we're talking about insulin. So once the insulin actually make it inside of the cell, this is what happens. So you eat the food breaks down into glucose. Glucose is in the blood waiting on insulin. Notice if you look to the left of your screen that the insulin receptor is locked off. That's why the glucose channel is closed. What insulin is this little red ball. What insulin is going to do is going to go over here to the insulin receptor, and it's going to use a key. And this all is magnetism, y'all. Electric magnetism. That's all we talking about here. Anions and cations. We're talking about minerals, and we're talking about bacteria using these minerals. All of this is to please the mitochondria. All of these different processes, hundreds of trillions of processes in your body, is for one goal and one goal only, and that's to deliver oxygen to mitochondria. That is crazy to me, y'all. That is crazy. So check this out. So we see when you look to the right of the screen that insulin is a key that unlocks the glucose channel. Then glucose is now open. The channel is open and glucose can enter into the cell. Now, once glucose is in the cell, y'all see these little three white balls? That's glucose passing through the channel. We see that insulin is a key on the receptor. It unlock the cellular membrane. The cellular membrane is made of cholesterol. Do not let nobody tell you that cholesterol is bad. Whether we talking about HDL, LDL, or VLDL, they're all good. When you see your cholesterol rises, that means you're getting more neurological cognitive functionings going on, y'all. So we have to change the way we look at disease. I'm telling you. And that's why the reason the Healing the Illusion we call disease book that I'm writing is going to change the world. I'm telling you, if I ain't never did a great work, that's going to be my greatest work. It's going to be mind blowing because we literally finna change the way we view the food and body relationship. We're going to change the way we view pathology in the body relationship. And we're going to change the way we view religion and spirituality in our bodies. I'm telling you, this book should cover all of that. It's going to cover all of that. But check out how important this is. So now we see that we got 3 of these little white sugars, or what you call glucose, in the actual cells. Now this needs to pass into the actual mitochondria. But the mitochondria, she's such a high priestess, or she's such on a high stature. she got to go. It's so many security protocols you got to go through just to even meet her ass. You got to go through glycolysis. You got to go through anaerobic processes. You got to go through the respiratory phosphorylation chains. You got to go through cations and anions. You got to go through all types of minerals, buffering systems, reductase. You got to go through catalase. You got to go through dismutase. You got to go through all types of gnarly security just to even meet the woman. Straight up. Hey, look, this is just the first of them. It's so many different securities checkpoints that you have to go through before you even get to the mitochondria, and then she have to accept you in her home. She got to let you in her womb. She got to accept. You got to work hard for it too, boy. Then once you get inside of there, it's up to her to spit you out or not. Look, it's mind blowing when you look at it this way. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And I bet you if more women act like mitochondria, if we taught our daughters to act like mitochondria, I bet you the divorce rate won't be high as hell right now. I'm telling you. I bet you the divorce rate won't be high as hell right now if we study mitochondria and teach our women and teach our wives and teach our daughters how to act like the mitochondria, how to hold themselves high, how to have some respect for themselves, how to love themselves, how to not just let anybody into her panties and into her vagina. You know what I'm saying? And you better be coming with that currency exchange. Not saying that broke people don't deserve love, but if you're broke, what you looking for love for? You know, that's all I'm saying. Like, if we teach our daughters to act like mitochondria, boy, relationships will be a totally different dynamic in today's age, y'all. I'm telling y'all, straight up. So now we see that the glucose is now inside of the cell, okay? Now, once the glucose is inside the cell, we see that the cell open up. We see that insulin acts as a key to peel back the molecular structure of what we're going to call the cellular membrane. Now it's going to have to go through something called glycolysis. Now, glycolysis is a series of reactions that actually extract energy from glucose by splitting it into 3 carbon molecules called pyruvates. All right. So now we got pyruvates. So first it went through the infusions, then it went through diffusions. Now it's going through another security checkpoint called glycolysis. Now the other checkpoint is actually called pyruvate or pyruvic acids. That's what we need. Now, glycolysis is an ancient metabolic pathway. Remember, we always talk about pathways here, entryways to enter the mitochondria. There's thousands of pathways, and the body's trying to figure out, or the bacteria is trying. Look, we talking about pleomorphic bacteria that have the aggression, and that have trillions of them that have the aggression and that have the mentality of males, and they doing everything to get into the pathway of this female organism or organelle that we call the mitochondria. I mean, so many biobifinum bacteria, lactobacillus bacteria. You got so many Helicobacter, H. pylori bacteria that everybody think is bad when it's not. But I mean, I could keep going on and going on and on and on. And these bacterias are doing everything in their power to truly get inside of this woman who we call the mitochondria. All right. So now it's got to go through. So glycolysis is an ancient metabolic pathway, meaning that it evolved long ago and is found in the great majority of organisms alive today. If y'all keeping up with me so far, type in some 9s. If y'all keeping up with me so far, type in some 9s. Let me see y'all 9s. All right, perfect. All right, so now once we start getting into the cells, so glucose is in the cells. Now, glucose had to be broken up. Now, y'all see what's happening when glucose get broken up. It's going to get broken up and it's going to turn into pyruvic acid. Now, in order for glucose to get broken up, it have to go through its first metabolic change. So glucose get broken up and they get broke apart. Now, remember, carbon have 6 phosphate backbones. So this carbon is going to get broken up into 2. So when you got 6 divided by 2, you get 3. So you're going to start seeing 2, 3 basically pyruvate acids. Now, once it turns into pyruvate acid, which is a higher level of what you would call sugar, notice it's getting higher and higher. The energetics is getting higher and higher. It's getting more royal. It's getting more royal, showing you that the mitochondria only deals with royal bloodlines of kings. You got to change your whole life before you even get to her membrane. You got to literally metamorphose. You got to metamorphosize, and your energy have to be high level before you able to penetrate the membrane of the mitochondria. So now it's at its pyruvic acid stage. So now we got the pyruvates, right? Now, once it got its pyruvate size, it says one glucose molecules is 6 carbon structure. It's broken into 2 molecules of pyruvate acid, 3 carbon structures. It says the enzyme needed for glycolysis are present in all the cytoplasm of the cells. So every bacteria that it already need and every enzyme that it need is already within inside of the cytoplasm of the cell, ready to train it, ready to turn it into this priest, get it ready for its wedding day, put its suit on, put its garment on, make sure that his crown is right, make sure that it knows all the things on how to respect this woman. That way, when it comes to this woman's house, he might get lucky. You know what I'm saying? He might do everything right and he can be with the queen. That's basically how this is working. Yeah, I got to write a book just on this. This ideology is dope as hell. Y'all got to do something for this. All right, so we got glycolysis doesn't require oxygen. So look, oxygen is not even required at this point. And we see that we already yielding ATP. So we yielding just a little bit of ATP. It's not enough, it's enough for you can get out of bed, but you dragging, you walking around with your head down. You coughing, you probably having a bad mucosal response, because remember, she requires a high level of consciousness for her to even deal with you. She want oxygen. You don't have the energy exchange. You coming with pennies and chains and broken promises. So she's still going to keep talking to you a little bit just to see if you can reach your full potential and stuff like that. But you ain't going to get all of her energy. So you're going to be feeling sluggish. You might have adrenal fatigue. You're going to start seeing a mucosal response. You're going to start waking up with boogers in your eyes. You're going to start seeing your digestive tract not moving efficiently. Your peristalsis is not going to set in. Your boo-boo start stinking. Your tongue start getting fungus on it, because this is taking a fermentation route. Right now, it's in the anaerobic stage. We need aerobic stage. We need oxygen, which is the true currency for mitochondria, for we can yield ATP, adenosine triphosphate. We don't need diphosphate. We don't need monophosphate. We need tri. So right now, this is producing low amounts of energy because, again, all we got is bacteria right now. We don't have oxygen to interact with bacteria to bring that high yielding currency, which is what mitochondria demands. Okay. Where I'm at. All right, so let's just recap real fast, y'all. Let's just recap, and then we're gonna get into it. So far, this is what we got going on here. So glucose enters the cell through your food. Once the glucose enters the cells through your food, it infuses itself. It turns to something called pyruvic acids. Now the pyruvic acids, notice that it actually, with cytosol, it produces a small amount of ATP. Now we got to level the ATP up. We need to add another one on. So now it's going to go into the actual membrane of the mitochondria. There her beautiful self go right there. So now once it's pyruvate acid, this is a higher sugar, it's going to penetrate the actual membrane and infuses itself within the mitochondria. Once it goes there, it's going to turn itself into a citric acid. This citric acid goes through a cycle. Notice now we see 2 we see 2 ATPs. So now we doubling up. Now we see that the currency is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Now with this exchange, there was no oxygen needed, and this much got done, showing you she just ain't a hard ass. She ain't on a high pedestal. She's still humble, because she still lets you enter her and you ain't bring the correct currency. But you better come correct, because without oxygen and without oxidative phosphorylation, this is where disease actually started. Y'all, I'm finna prove this. Disease is because the body and the cells lack oxygen. And without oxygen, you can't turn certain stuff on, because oxygen creates a high currency. Where did this come from? It must came out my mouth. And you won't be able to create a high currency. So we see what's going on so far, all right? So let's keep it going. So now it's going through the Krebs cycle. All right, now the Krebs cycle is nothing but the citric acid cycle. And that's why citric acid is highly astringent fruits. Notice that the citric acid cycle beat glucose. Notice that, but nothing beats the fructose though. Nothing beats the H3O2. But notice that the citric acid cycle actually is higher because it's a pyruvate. It's actually higher than glucose. It's higher than your vegetables and stuff. So we see that citric acid, why it's so astringent. Notice if you eat citric acid fruits, it pulls and it tugs on breast tumors. It pulls and it tugs on what you would call angiogenesis. It pulls and it tugs on cancerous cells. It pulls and it tugs on mucus and it removes mucus from out of the body. It pulls and it tugs on bad bacteria that have pleomorphized and changed because you've been putting the body in the wrong environment. It pulls and it tugs and it astringes the body, and it opens up so many different eliminatory metabolic pathways because it's citric acid. Citric just means electrical. Acids, this is highly alkaline electrics. See that? There's really, and that's why we have to change our mind when it comes to acid and alkaline. I try to tell y'all that all the time. What we dealing with is minerals here. We dealing with electrons and proton exchanges, y'all. So now it's going through a citric acid cycle. Now, when it goes through a citric acid cycle, what we're trying to produce here is carbon dioxide. And that's the reason why we have to work on breathing. So not only is the mitochondria teaching and giving you life, but it's teaching you how to bring more life, because in order to bring the right amount of carbon dioxide into the body, you have to bring in more oxygen. And if you breathe correctly, which is by nasal breathing, and you start holding your breath, or like what box breathing does, it builds up carbon dioxide in the blood, and that's what you need to actually turn back into oxygen for it can turn into water, and then that water is actually used as ATP, family. All right, so y'all see how many, it got to go through its NAD cycle, then it got to go through its FAD cycle, and we see another ATP is actually produced from that. So the cell go through cellular respiration, through glucose, and now we see the Krebs cycle and the citric acid cycle come in. The citric acid actually takes oxygen that you breathe in, and this is going to push more carbon dioxide out of the cells, because we need to push it out of the cells to bring it back into the mitochondria. And what the mitochondria is going to do to the carbon dioxide is mind-blowing, family. If y'all got that so far, type in some nines. And I'm literally showing you the metabolic process of how your body get oxygen, and without these processes, you don't bring the right energy currency, and this is what gives you disease. 99.9% of all of your diseases is mitochondria dysfunction, or malfunction, or obstruction. Let me say that again, family. And if you can prove me wrong, I will give you $5,000, $5,000, crispy $100 bills. You better get it before all the banks crash, though. You get $5,000 if you can just prove me wrong. Most of your diseases or metabolic diseases, whether we talking about metabolic diseases from the environment, or metabolic diseases from the water, or metabolic diseases from the food, or metabolic diseases from your energy emotions, or what we call emotions, it's literally the mitochondria that you're not giving the currency to. And for you not giving her currency, you lack oxygen. So she have to choose a different route to live, and she gonna choose any route. She starts surviving, and the mitochondria surviving is what you would call all of your different types of sicknesses. This is mitochondria malfunctioning, or mitochondria dysfunctioning, or mitochondria obstructions. If we can keep the mitochondria healthy, then our bodies are healthy, because that's what yields us energy, ATP. And remember, ATP is what brings you vitality. Vitality is what brings you power, and power is what brings you focus in life. We can't do nothing without it. Nothing. It's literally it's the energy currency of the body. The same way, if you don't put fuel in your car, your ass is going to run out of gas. If you don't give oxygen to mitochondria, you're going to run out of gas. You're going to run out of gas. And then once it run out of gas and you can't start it, that means that the battery is only going to be alive for so long, and then you're going to have cells start to die in the alkaline battery. Now, this is called cellular death. Apoptosis, cellular death. You see that? You can't just keep your car parked without starting it up, and you can't start it up without gas. So without fuel, you can't drive the electrical system of your car. Without oxygen and phytonutrients to the mitochondria, you can't keep the energetic magnetics in the nerves communicating with the rest of the body. So without fuel, the cells die. Without oxygen, the cells die, y'all. The body needs oxygen. You can go without water. You can go without food for months, years. You can go without water for months, y'all. I'm just talking about a regular a pro athlete, maybe 5 minutes without oxygen. A regular Negro, nigga dead in 2 minutes. So we see what is the highest currency here. That's why it behooves us to do breath practicing meditations. It behooves us to make sure that we eating food with high oxygen molecules in it. It behooves us to make sure that we drinking alkaline water with high oxygen molecules in it. We need to make sure that we have the right amount of hemoglobin and iron within inside of our body, because we know that iron phosphate is what makes up hemoglobin. Heme is iron. Goblin is a protein. Iron protein, which needs what to stabilize it? A oxygen molecule. These three things is actually what attracts all the other minerals, cations, and anions to bring electrical conductivity to the body. This is all to what? Bring oxygen molecules to mitochondria. And mitochondria love it. It actually sounds like a female name too. Think about it. Like Alexandria, mitochondria. just saying, family. Hey, man, I'm just saying. Don't that sound like if that sound like a whole female goddess name, type in some nines. Mitochondria. And then you look up the etymology of the word, because you know I did. They don't know where it come from. Hey, look up the etymology of the word. They don't know where it come from. Yeah, y'all get it. Mitochondria. Alexandria, mitochondria. It got a whole ring to it. I wish I would have came up with some shit like mitochondria. All right, let's keep it going, family. Let's keep it going. So we went through the recap. We went through the Krebs cycle. All right, now we're talking about this. So next, after this, remember I was talking about all these security points. All right, so we went through infusion, then we went through diffusion, then we went through the pyruvatic acidic cycle, right? Now we got to go through direct phosphorylation, and then the next step is 2, which is the anaerobic pathway. We still not using oxygen. This is all they learn. This is all a grooming process till we graduate and get that oxygen molecule. Now it's time to go exchange. You see that? All right, so hold on. So this is what I want to show y'all. This is how important this is. And this is the reason why these things are important. So I talk about this all the time. All right, so these are the things that's keeping you from the oxygen. I did a whole class on this, but I really want to go through this today. All right, we're talking about anti-nutrient foods, food that doesn't have nutrients. We're talking about dehydration, food that doesn't have the minerals that you need and the electrolytes that you need to hydrate the body. We're talking about metabolic acidosis. All this equals a lack of oxygen. And it shows you that when you actually get the oxygen, and I'm going to pull this up on the screen before we go through this, this is how it's supposed to be. So this is called the electron transport chain of the mitochondria. We went through all of these things, right? Let me see if I can make this a little smaller. Y'all can actually see the whole screen. Okay, I'm making it smaller for y'all. All right, so look, check this out. So it went through its NAD, it went through its glycolysis, then it goes through its Krebs cycle. Once it gets through its Krebs cycle, it's going to start turning into these complex. So we went through complex or training day 1 to make sure that we are worthy enough to be in there with mitochondria. Then we went through complex 2. Right? We yielding a bunch of hydrogen from this though, but we got to lose hydrogen. So in order to lose hydrogen, because remember, hydrogen is a plus. That's a cation. When you actually get into biochemistry, you have cations chasing around anions all day. Basically, you have protons chasing around electrons all day, trying to borrow a charge from it for it can neutralize itself and it won't become a free radical. The same thing is happening here. It have to be completely neutralized before it gets to the mitochondria. Right? So we have to go through all these different complexes. Now, the last stage, it's actually 5 complexes. They say it's 4, but it's 5. But the last stage of these complexes is where actual O2, or what we're going to call carbon dioxide, actually infuses and diffuses and changes to water, H3O, but this say H2O, but we're going to talk about something different when you start talking about the melanated body. I can prove this stuff too. All right. This carbon is going to change into H2O, and then this H2O is actually going to pick up a hydrogen, And that's what turns into water. Then it is used as ATP synthase. And ATP synthase is adenosine triphosphate. It's not a diphosphate. It's not a monophosphate. It's a full currency energy. So it shows you went through all of those metabolic changes. You went through all those checkpoints just at the end to get paid with oxygen. Soon as you get paid from working your butt off at work, you got to go provide and you got to get at the mitochondria. And that's exactly what happened. And by giving that to her, she gives you energy back. Same thing as when it's the same type of analogy as you go to work, you work hard, whether it's entrepreneurship or working a 9 to 5, you bring that money home and you go buy some food and you provide it to the house. You put that food on the table in the grocery bags. She tell the children, hey, put the food up. At 6 o'clock, she get her butt up. She go in the kitchen and she turn that whole food into a dish. Same thing as you get that money and you get that oxygen, you give it to her. Right? You go get the house and you build it and you buy the crib. The moment you buy the crib, what she gonna do? She gonna turn it into a home for you. She gonna make sure the decor is right. She gonna literally decorate the whole house for you. The bed gonna be made up. She know how to match curtains and shit to the marble counters. You just bought the crib. You just brought her the oxygen. She gonna give you the energy though. You see what I'm saying? Same thing as if you got a very good vision and you got the oxygen or the money. She gonna have the know-how on how to get it done. For instance, and I'm not bringing up just think about the virtuous woman in Proverbs 31 of the Bible. If we want to take it through something carnal, think about Gucci Man and his wife. He got locked up. He left her with He left her with oxygen. He left her with currency, energy currency. He left her ass with $2 million. He got out. He came back to $6 million. He came back to $7 million off the 2 he left. He came back with a mansion. He came back with everything because he knew the assignment. We have to know the assignment when it comes to our bodies. We are robbing our mitochondria of oxygen. We are robbing our mitochondria of currency, and she can't utilize it. So for that, she get pissed off. Y'all know how it is when a woman mad in the house? They can be respectful as hell and not cuss you out or nothing and be completely silent, but you will feel that energy. You'll feel that low vibration in the house, as respectful as she want to be, but you still feel that dissatisfaction around the house. Same thing that happens to the mitochondria. And for that, it's going to choose another way to survive. And it's going to go through an anaerobic process. That oxygen molecule will never get got. She will never accept the oxygen molecules because you never got it. So for that, she have to use bacteria and go through an anaerobic process. And this is fermentation. This creates yeast and fungus. And this is how cancer starts. This is how ringworms start. This is how parasites starts. This is how all of your different diseases start in the body because the mitochondria is actually lacking oxygen. If y'all get what I'm saying so far, type in some 9s. I know y'all, we're going to church today. This a different type of church, though. I don't even know what to call this type of church. This a different type of sermon today. And we creating this on the go. This off the dome. Shalom, King. How you doing, Malek? Corey Lewis. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom lakha. Aki. All praise. I'm glad y'all getting that. All right, I don't want y'all going to houses tonight telling you I'm mitochondria. Call me mitochondria, Negro. don't be going off tonight, y'all. And whoever disliked this video, God bless your little heart. God bless your little poor heart. Whoever disliked this video, make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. Matter of fact, let me do a commercial real quick. I've been going in so far, I forgot the commercial. All right, family, let's do a quick commercial here. April the 8th, I will be in Houston, Texas, and Prairie View, Texas. We are going to be at the Prairie View A&M University. Make sure you go to eventbrite.com and you buy you a ticket, y'all. Buy you a ticket. Yaki Awaken, just type in HBCU Health and Liberation Tour, or you can click my link tree in the bio. Click my link tree in the bio on YouTube. Click my link tree in the bio on Facebook. Click my link tree in the bio on Instagram. Click my link tree in the bio on TikTok. Click my link tree in the bio on Twitter. And you will see that the first thing that pops up is the HBCU Health and Liberation Tour. We are going to be going over some things that will blow your whole entire wig back, family. So make sure y'all get the tickets, or you can hit the link right here, which is right here, eventbrite.com/e/HBCU -health-liberation-tour-tickets. Yaki Awakening, it will pop up. And make sure y'all follow me on here as well. Students going to be in the building, adults going to be in the building, seniors going to be in the building. You can bring your children if you get a ticket for them. We're going to be doing herbal giveaways. It's going to be powerful, and I'm bringing all of my herbs. I'm bringing packages. I'm bringing everything. Any herb you can name is going to be there. We're going to have some food. We're going to kick back. We're going to kick some knowledge. We're going to interchange with each other and have the best time of our lives, okay? If anybody need of any healing herbs, go to www.yakiawaken.com. A lot of people say your website ain't working. It does work. You see it's up working right now, and it's very functional. Usually when you go on into your phone, it will show a white screen. Just scroll up and scroll down, and the screen will pop up. There's a lot of free information on this website. Check out the education tab. You can click on Eat to Live, instruction page, 12 body systems, Yaki Awaken approved herbs, a list of resources, which you're going to need after the day, because we're going to talk about things you need to do with your environment to bring more oxygen to the body. And you can do document downloads. There's a lot of information on there. For any of your herbal needs, just click on herbal store. And I mean, we have a very vast herbal store. The first thing you're going to see is consultations. You can book a consultation with Kawhi. If you want to book a consultation with me, the price is higher. Just holler at Kawhi and they'll make that happen. You can get capsules, geogenetic therapy, tinctures, teas, powders, seaweed, kits and bundles, tonics, oils, hygienes, and soaps, and whole herbs. We sell a lot of bulk whole herbs too, y'all. So, hey, mess with me. www.yakiawaken.com. And that concludes that commercial. All right, we back. All right, so we talked about that. We went through the Krebs cycle. We talked about all of that. All right, so now let's get back into what I was talking about. So we have to start diving back in. Okay, thank you, my goddess. So Danny put the actual link in the comment, y'all. Danny put the Let's Talk Foods. She put the actual link in the comment, y'all. Nothing, y'all. Peace, goddess. How you doing? How you feeling, Earth? Nabi, my manager in the building. Okay, all y'all in the building today. I feel you. All right, so now we see the anti-nutrient food. So the best way to kick this. All right, so now let's just do a recap real quick. So we're seeing that the reason why we don't have any energy is because we lack oxygen. Now, the reason why we lack oxygen is because what I talked about a month ago. Anti-nutrient foods is being predominant in our household. Dehydration is being predominant in our bodies. Metabolic acidosis is being predominant in our cells. So I'm finna show you how to get rid of all this stuff. So please write this stuff down. This will be for replay too, so you can rewatch this. This is how to yield the most oxygen, y'all. To bring the energy currency to goddess Mitochondria. And she is going to love you by exchanging energy currency with her. She going to give you the best energy possible. All right. So the first thing we have to do is eat nutrient dense food. All right. Now, the way to do this is this way, y'all. The best way truly is to shop at your local farmers market. Locals farmers market. All right. A lot of people say they don't have land to grow their own food. Okay, we get that. A lot of people say they don't know people with their own land to grow their own food. Okay, we get that. But did you know there's a locals farmers market in every state? Every state. And now we have a lot of black local farmers markets. So you can't say, well, I didn't want to spend my money with the white man. You can't even use that as an excuse no more. Shop at a locals farmers market near you. How do you find it? Google your best friend with everything else. Make Google your best friend with this. Google it. And you can find, just Google farmers market near me. All right. Now, if that is a issue, what else you can do is you can grow your own food, family. There is nothing wrong with that. This is actually real energy currency. This is how you take back your freedom. This is how you liberate your household. This is how you liberate your people. I was just talking about this on my live on Instagram not too long ago about what do we need money for. When you think about money and just the ideology of money, you get money to pay bills. You get money to pay a water bill. You get money to go to the grocery store to buy food for your family. You get money to pay an electrical bill. You get money to keep a roof over your head and keep a house or shelter over your head for your children. For your children can, be comfortable. Now, if you own your house, if you bought a house and owned your house, if you own the land that your house is owned and you have land, if you're growing your own food on the land that you own and you're staying in the house that's on the land that you own, if you're putting cattle on that land and you're using that cattle to make, clothing out of 100% cotton, 100% sheep wool or whatever, if you on your land, you have your own water resource, if you tapping into wells, or even if you finding somebody with water resources and y'all figuring out exchange to have your own water, what do you need money for? Because again, you need money to pay bills. Hold on, I got solar panels. I ain't got no damn electrical bill. I got solar panels. I charge up my house by day and use direct sunlight to keep it lit up by day. And then at night, my solar panels give my electrical box energy, free lights. Hold on, I'm tapped into a water well. I got a good connection. When we exchange something, I don't need to use this tap water. Oh, I ain't got to worry about paying water for water. Hold on, I'm growing my own food on my land. What do I need to go to the grocery store for? So if you require all these, and this is true sovereignty, this is what you call true freedom right here. And it's good to have children born into this. This is how you get your children to be born free right here. By doing this, creating an environment for them, and you're not depending on the system whatsoever. It's called living off the grid. Easy way to do it. Easy to do it. Now, do you have to work to get it all done? Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. Because same thing with mitochondria. You got to work like hell and go through 70 different damn electron transport stages and securities just to even enter her womb. So you should be able to do the same thing in life to require these type of assets, my brother. For you your wives or your wife, whichever one, and your children can be safe and they got food, shelter, and clothes on their back. You got to do the same thing. Just like that pleomorphic bacteria got to work his ass off for he can get energy from mitochondria. You got to do the same thing. Work your ass off so you can have that life you want with your wife and children. And this is free ownership. All you got to do is spend a little sweat equity. So look into buying land. Look into growing your own food. Please grow your own food. It's so many websites where you can buy organic seeds that haven't been tampered with by the government, family. So many webs. There is no excuse anymore. So say if you live in an apartment, get your ass some pots. Hopefully you got a balcony on your apartment. If you don't, put your pot by a window. Start there. Start small, but start somewhere. Start somewhere. That's the problem. We not starting. That's the problem. We make an excuse. You make an excuse for working out. You make an excuse for everything. We got to quit making excuses and start doing. Straight up. That's true freedom. Imagine your baby being born into something like that. A house to call their own. Not hearing your father or your mother call another person boss. Well, mother gonna call the king the boss because his physiological structure. He boss dog. He provider. He protector. He producer. He proactive. That's boss dog. But she ain't gonna be calling no another man boss. See that? Your children get to grow up on land with animals, with their own food. Conversation be different than when they meet and they have peers. They be like, "You McDonald's? I've never heard of McDonald's." No, we picked our salads from the backyard. A chicken nugget. I've never heard of a chicken nugget. I played with chickens. Was my first pet. We never killed them. We just used their poop to cultivate the land. I never heard of that. A park. I never heard of a park. My daddy built me a treehouse in the backyard and a slide in the backyard. Tap water. I've never drunk tap water. We drunk from a well for the first 10 years of my life. Imagine how powerful. Imagine the way you would change your children's perception of not only you, but themselves and their own reality. To see God in the house like that. God providing food, God providing the money, God providing the water, God providing everything. And it's all through the image of this black man and this black woman. Man, they gonna grow up to be some powerful movers and shakers. We got to change the way we looking at shit, family. I'm just saying. We got to change the way we looking at this whole thing. So if you want to be healthy, control your own narrative. Control your own food source. Control it. All right. So let's get back on that. Grow your own food. Grow your own food. Now remember, here go another one right here. Let's talk about this. I want to pull this up first. Now, the second one was, matter of fact, let's read this anyway. So just by planting and gardening, y'all, this is how powerful planting and gardening is. Just by planting, and this going to bring me to the environment, but I'm going to read this first because it do have something to do with growing your own food. But check this out. The use of plants clean polluted air. Now, we talking about the environment because the environment, it strips oxygen from your hemoglobin. A potentially effective, low-cost phytoremediation technology. So plants is used, we can actually take our plants and our forming plants and use it as a technology. If everybody in the cities, if everybody listen to this and start growing something tomorrow, do you know that we would decrease the pollutants in the air by damn near 20%? If everybody just start planting some shit, and we talking about global warming, climate change, we talking about pollutants and look, all you got to do is grow your own food. Growing your own food changes the game to health. It changes the game to generational wealth. It changes the game to the way we look at and how we experience reality. It changes the game in our confidence. Growing your own food changes the game, family. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And we just see that just by doing that, actually will start cleansing the actual pollutants in the air, and it brings on biodiversity. So if you want to heal the earth, garden. If you want to heal the earth, plant your own food that will heal the earth. And I got the science on that, but that's in a whole nother thing that I'm talking about. April the 8th. April the 8th is going down. So I don't want to give y'all the nuggets on that yet because people pay money for tickets to hear that. All right. So now let's go back to this again. So we covered the anti-nutrients. If you want nutrients foods, grow your own foods. Clean your own soil. Make sure your own soil is alkaline. And if you shop at your local farmers market, make sure you holler at them. Get to know them. Get to know what they do with their foods, their methodologies, their processes. Make sure that everything is organic. They haven't sprayed it with herbicides, pesticides, insecticides, and all these other pollutants. And then eat good. Eat good and watch your molecular structure build up the right nutrients it need for God's mitochondria. All right. Next we're talking about is dehydration. All right, let's get into dehydration, y'all, because dehydration is something else. Let's get into dehydration. All right, dehydration. I'm going to tell y'all the number one thing that's dehydrating y'all. Tap water. Tap water. If you can, if you're in an apartment, get a water system just to put on your shower head and to put on your sinks. But if you own your house, or even if you rent a house, get this installed and take this shit with you when you leave. Get a whole house water filtration system, family. This is very, very vital, and this is very, very important, family. Get a whole house water filtration system. Y'all can Google them and just look through all of the different reviews and find the best one. The best one I find that worked for me and my family best is called Pelican. I think they based out of San Francisco, but it's amazing. Get you a full house watering filtration system. Okay? Because we don't understand that all of the pollutants coming from the tap water is actually clogging up our NRF2 and our pathways. And this is keeping our body and our blood from feeding God's mitochondria oxygen or energy currency. And remember, you block off the oxygen. If I cut your circulation off right now, what happens? You die. You suffocate to death. Imagine cutting off the circulation to 150 trillion cells in your body. You die. You suffocate to death. Cellular death. Apoptosis. Uncontrolled division of cells. Cellular mitosis. Cellular meiosis. This is what causes cancer, y'all. When a cell lack oxygen, it causes cancer. We not understanding this here. Look, I don't think we understand how vitally important oxygen is. We just take it for granted. We just walk around breathing poorly. You just mouth breathing. You just so disrespectful with this precious molecule of God. Just disrespecting the hell out of the only thing that's keeping your black ass alive. You better start mindful breathing, focused breathing, diaphragmatic breathing, really paying attention to that breath, because that breath is everything. Remember, to breathe is to live. Breath is the breath of life is everything. To breathe is to live. And you can heal so many diseases just through breath exercises, y'all. So remember the first one, y'all. We have to change anti-nutrients into nutrient-dense foods. That's by growing your own food or shopping at your local farmer's market. If you can't do that, shop at the produce section. Only organic produce when you do go to your local grocery stores. Now we're talking about hydration. We have to stop dehydrating ourselves. The first thing that's going to dehydrate you is the tap water. I understand that you drink the best water in the world, but your ass still jumping in the showers. And I bet you ain't got a filtration system on that shower. You still jumping in baths and tubs. And guess what's in all this stuff? Let's talk about what's in all this stuff. Let's talk about it. Let me change my screen real quick. Let's talk about it. All right, so this is basically talking about 15 different pollutants that's in your water. There's over 380, but we only going to talk about a few of them. All right. So it's 5 of them that they talk about. Physical pollutants. Y'all see that? Physical pollutants, physical contaminants primarily refers to pollution caused by rocks and settlements in water. That's one of them. Chemical pollutants, this the one you got to be scared of. You see that? Chemical contaminants are among the most abundant impurities in water sources. You see that? It says they do not alter the characteristics of the water as noticeable as the physical settlements. So you can't even see this stuff and it will kill you dead as a doorknob. Chemical pollutants are both natural and what? Man-made. Y'all see that? Let me highlight that. Natural and man-made. See that? Natural chemical pollutants include nitrogen, arsenic, and toxins produced by bacteria. And this goes back to what I was talking about with the mitochondria and the bacteria. When you make them go through an anaerobic way because they missing oxygen and they can't bring oxygen to God's mitochondria, they gonna start producing all types of toxins in the bloodstream and in the cells, and then you backed up interstitially, so you ain't moving your lymphatic system. This is how the cells become corroded as well. Y'all see that? Byproducts of runoff, erosions, organisms in water. The third one was biological pollutants, microorganisms. See that? Bacteria, protozoa, viruses, parasites. And let's not talk about fecal matter. Do y'all know how much fecal matter is actually in your tap drinking water? Radiological pollutants. Yes, radioactive waste in your water. Radioactive waste in your water, family. This stuff is real. This is real. So like when I say we at war and war is being waged on us on many levels, I'm just not making this up. We are at war, y'all. All water systems suck. It sucks to high heaven. Change your water for a week. Look, prove me wrong, family. I just need you to do this. Prove me wrong. Get spring water to drink, BPA free, of course, and get distilled water to bathe in. Avoid the tap water for a whole week. Watch how your body detox the out of itself. Watch it. Watch how your skin clears up. Watch how you breathe better. Watch how, look, just prove me wrong. Go to the dollar store, buy you 80, 90 gallons just for bathing. 80, 90 gallons just for bathing of distilled water. BPA free, of course. And then get you some spring water. I'm not even saying H3O2, spring water. H3O2, yeah, I'm saying H2O. Get some H2O spring water, BPA free, right? Drink nothing but that water, eat nothing but organic foods, right? And bathe in that distilled water. Bathe in it. Do not avoid the tap for 7 days. It will blow your mind. Clarity be better, skin be better, pooping better, breathing better, cognitive functioning better, focus, everything better. Showing you that most of our sicknesses is the water, because the water is blocking up our pathways and bringing on pathological entities because it's not giving us oxygen. Mercury blocks and robs your body of oxygen. Iron oxide, which is in your pipes, these corroded ass water pipes, it robs your body of oxygen. Copper oxide. Yes, not copper phosphate. There's a such thing. Because guess who need copper? The mitochondria. Guess who need iron phosphate? The mitochondria. Guess who need potassium? Mitochondria. Guess who need calcium? The mitochondria. Guess who need magnesium? The mitochondria. There is no mitochondrial functionality without magnesium. So we need the minerals. You just getting the wrong minerals is breaking off of these iron and copper pipes. Corroded. Robbing your body of oxygen. Robbing your body of oxygen, which means it's robbing your body of energy. When your energy gets below certain hertz, cancer sets in. Yes, mucus responses sets in. Yeah, endometriosis sets in. All types of itises because the inflammatory response is going to be involuntary kicked on. These things sets in. And now you're looking at a shitload of diseases because you didn't give mitochondria her currency, which is oxygen. Just saying. Just saying, family. So, yes. All right, now, here go another water system, y'all. Look, it's connected outside. Something small as this. I believe this ain't number $2,000. This is number $2,000. Invest in it, family. Invest. We need it. Our health is everything. Our health is everything. Y'all saying I'm buffering. If y'all can see me good, type in some 9s. If I'm buffering, type in some 7s. You can get a gallon of water, distilled water, for $1. 80 gallons is $80. And then, with tax, you probably spend a good $1.20, but you can get it. A gallon of distilled water from Dollar Tree or from Dollar General, it ain't no but $1 and some change. I know inflation came, so what, $2 now, $2.50? You can make it happen, though. I already talked about that. All right, so these are the things that are found in your water. Iron, lead, copper oxide, arsenic acid, trihalomethanes, which they call THMS. These are gases. You can't see them. Pesticides. So many pesticides and herbicides and insecticides get spilt into your water. Nitrogen, phosphorus, fluorides, radium, dioxins. Y'all see all those spills that's been happening, y'all. All these so-called chemical derailments. Man, this shit is everywhere. They've been sending out so many alarms now. But I was the first one on it. I was the first one, at least in the black community, on it. Like, hey, man, get prepared, get ready. Now it's here. I hope y'all listen to me. I told y'all, don't be drinking tap water from the Mississippi River. Don't be drinking tap water from the Tennessee River. Don't be drinking water from Chattanooga. Don't be drinking water in Ohio. Ohio got a 1,000 mile radius blast. I've been yelling it from the rooftop. It went so hard that they took me down from off of YouTube. I had to put this stuff on my Instagram. And I think they messed it up on Instagram as well. But luckily, y'all be taking my videos and uploading them, and y'all giving me credit for them. So I thank y'all for giving me my credit. Y'all been listening to me. But luckily, I got y'all, and y'all screen record this stuff, and y'all put it up everywhere because y'all know that they taking my information down. So I appreciate y'all. Yes, fecal material is in your water and many more. All right, now we have to talk about the BPA free. That's our next thing. We got to talk about the bisphenol free or the bisphenol A free water bottles. If you're going to be drinking water, make sure that it's BPA free, family. Got to make sure it's BPA free. All right, now let's go back up to what I was talking about at first. So these are all the things that we have went over so far. No, that's not it. Give me a second, family. Let me find it. All right, so we went over anti-nutrient food. We talked about shopping at your local farmers market or growing your own food. We talked about dehydration, which we talked about, getting you some actual good spring water or getting fruits, H3O2. If you get your own land, grow your own fruit trees. Make sure you check out the climate there, and then you grow and you plant seeds according to your climate. H3O2 is the best hydration. In many videos, I showed y'all what hydration is. Hydration is electrolytes. These are minerals, highly electrical magnetic minerals at that, cations and anions. All right, so the more electrolytes you have, the more minerals you have, the more hydrative you is. So now, it don't really have nothing to do with liquid. The thing is, the water or the water-soluble minerals are encased in the liquids. That's why you need the liquids, because it acts as a transport or a distribution station for the minerals. Then it goes into the blood, and then the blood acts as that transport station. We talked about getting away from the tap water, the sewage water. We talked about installing filtration systems. If you own your own home or if you rent a home, get a whole house filtration system. If you're in an apartment, get the little ones that you put on your sink and that you put on your bath faucet and your actual shower faucet. All right. The next one was metabolic acidosis. This is number 3. And metabolic acidosis come from the foods that we're eating. We're not eating alkaline forming foods. We're eating mucus forming foods, and it is setting our bodies on fire. Acid is hot. When you put heat around oxygen, oxygen deprivates. You see that? So we know the 3 things that cause the body to lack oxygen is anti-nutrient food. Anti-nutrient food don't come with any nutrients, which means it don't come with any minerals, amines, or amino acids, and anything we need. This is going to block the body from nutrients. Your body will not get the right amount of oxygen, and you cannot bring that currency exchange to the mitochondria, and the mitochondria cannot give you the energy that you need for vitality, power, health, and longevity. Next thing, dehydration. With hydration is H2O or H3O2. Notice the oxygen is there. Oxygen. That's the best way to bring oxygen to the blood, to get attached to hemoglobin, to get it to the bloodstream, to get it to the mitochondria. All right. So you have to make sure that you're hydrating yourself. The next one was metabolic acidosis, which is one that will really jack you up a whole lot, y'all. We have to make sure that we're eating alkaline forming foods. Now, I came prepared today, family. I came prepared today. So let's show you the foods. Let me take this off and just see the things that's happening. Muscle twitching, warm flashes. It shows you nausea, vomiting, everything that happened for metabolic acidosis. But I want to go to my food chart real quick. So let me pull it up while we're here. Let me pull it up. Matter of fact, I got it in my phone. I'm just going to send it here real fast. Give me 1 second, family. 1 second. But while we waiting and while I'm finding this, how's it going? How y'all taking this class? Is y'all really learning something? Is y'all learning something? Let me know. Type in some 9s. You learning? Y'all getting some understanding, overstanding, and understanding? I'm opening up the phone lines when I'm done, y'all. Y'all can ask y'all questions then. But I do want to get this off. A lot of people been asking about this, and y'all wanted me to do an actually in-depth study on this. So I want to make sure I get this off. Where the hell is that picture at? Let me see if I can just pull it up on here, y'all. It's trying to play with me. Let me see if I can get it on here. Give me 1 second, family. Downloads. Every time, that's what I'm talking about. Education. Digital downloads. I'm glad y'all getting this. I'm glad y'all getting some understanding, overstanding, and understanding. Okay, y'all, I'm pulling it up now, family. Just bear with me. Have patience for a brother. All praises. So whoever got this, give me the first 2 things that's stopping us from getting oxygen. Give me the first 2 things. First 2 things, y'all. First 2 things that's stopping us from getting oxygen. Who got it? Who got it, family? Who got it? Y'all ain't got it. Y'all saying y'all got it. Where is it at, family? Who got it? Anti-nutrient foods, that's right. And dehydration. So y'all truly are listening. All praises. Y'all listening? Y'all listening? Okay, let me change this around. My sister Crystal, how you feeling? What's up with my brother Zeke? Shalom, shalom, sister. How you doing, goddess? What a guy there? Where's Zeke at? Tell Zeke I miss him, man. Tell him I miss him. All right, check this out, family. So now we get into food healthy combinations. Let me make sure y'all can see this, right? I did change the. Okay, yep, I changed it. Y'all can see it. All right, so these are foods that are good for you, family. These are foods that are good for you. You got your citric fruits like your key limes, your grapefruits, your oranges with seeds, pineapples. A lot of people think that pineapples are acidic forming, but they're not. They're actually alkaline forming. Pomegranates, tangerines, plum tomatoes, green apples, blueberries, and plums. These are your citrics, or your mostly electrical astringent fruits. Then you got your subcitric, which is apples, apricots, all berries, cherries, figs, mangoes, peaches, pears, grapes, and nectars. You can mix these 2 together. All these are alkaline. Then you got your bananas, your sweet bananas, persimmons. You got your dates and your coconut. If you got herpes, stay away from the coconut flesh. Your dry fruits, which is raisin, prunes, and figs. Make sure you add water to them before you eat them. Otherwise, otherwise it will dehydrate you, because the body will turn these things back into its original state before you're able to digest it. And you don't need to be pulling no oxygen. You need as much oxygen that you can get, for you can feed it to God as mitochondria. All right, your melons, watermelon, cantaloupe melon, you got your bitter melon and your honeydew melon. Always eat them separate. Do not mix them with other fruits, especially if you're not a dietitian, because you will cause a lot of fermentation. And remember, fermentation is called anaerobic breakdowns. This don't need oxygen to break down, and you need oxygen. So I'm still going to go through an anaerobic breaking down state in glycolysis, which don't need oxygen, but you don't want to prolong that too much longer, because it's going to starve the cells of oxygen. That's what mitochondria need. She need oxygen. So don't take that process too much longer. And from there, you're going to start creating alcohol, and the breaking down of alcohol dehydrates the cells more. So when you mix melons with other things, and the melons break down first, and that alcohol content break down and mix with the other fermentation fruits, this is where you get alcohol from. That's actually how they create wine. The fermentation anaerobic byproducts of that is called wine. You put grapes in there, you step on grapes and you leave them out and you let them ferment. It's going to yield a actual alcohol, and you can get intoxicated from the alcohol. This comes from the actual pleomorphic bacteria breaking down the grapes. It goes through a metabolic process called fermentation. The same thing happens in your body. It's just not supposed to take a long time. This is what happens when you mix melons with other fruits, though. Then we got things like fruits that you did not, it says fruits that you think are non-starchy vegetables, but they actually fruits. And this happened because of fruit tax law in 1893. It was a decision made by the Supreme Court of the United States that under U.S. custom regulations, many fruits should be classified as vegetables rather than fruits. And the reason why is because the courts made an unanimous decision. They wanted to actually start getting fruits in and out of the country without paying a high fruit tax law. So what they did was they classified a lot of fruits as actual vegetables. Brussels sprouts is a fruit. Come from the cruciferous family. Zucchini is actual fruit. It's a melon. Eggplant is an actual melon. Green beans are fruits. Okra is a fruit. Peas are fruits. Cucumbers are fruits. Quinoa is actually a fruit too. It's a part of the legume pea pod family. Peppers are fruits. Bell peppers are fruits. Cabbages are fruits. Now these are actually vegetables, and they're non-starchy vegetables. Kale is a non-starchy vegetable. Romaine, watercress, arugula, celery, alfalfa, bok choy, seaweed, which is my favorite, especially my nori seaweed, baby spinach, parsley leaf, radishes, turnips, and mushrooms. Mushrooms are amazing. But it's some new information on mushrooms I'm diving deep into. Me and Danny been throwing a lot of different ideas back and forth. Man, Kawhi been throwing a lot of ideas back and forth about the mushroom, so I might have some new information soon. I want to make sure that it's for sure before I bring everything out. All right, your amino acid chains, lentil beans, clove sprouts. Notice all these are sprouts. If you're going to get a grain, make sure you sprout it. Now, there's certain grains that you can't eat, like spelt. Stay away from spelt, because spelt have gluten in it. Make sure that all your grains are gluten-free or gliadin-free. Gliadin will kill you dead as a doorknob. Believe it or not, half of your inflammation and inflammatory diseases are for gluten grains, and spelt is one of them, family. All right, lentil sprouts, clove sprouts, radish sprouts, pea sprouts, chickpeas. These are chickpea sprouts. These are good beans that you can eat. I hate calling them beans because they're not really beans, but they are classified as beans, so I'm gonna use the word beans. Your nuts, Brazilian nuts and walnuts are amazing. Your seeds, hemp seeds and raw sesame seeds are amazing, y'all. For your fatty acids, avocados, coconut flesh, olives, black olives, and Brazilian nuts again. As far as your oils, if you're going to use cooking oil, make sure that you use grapeseed oil. All right, avocado oil is cool, but you can't turn it to too high temperatures because it will saturate on you. Coconut oil is cool, but you can't cook that in high heat either. So make sure that if you're going to do high heat, grapeseed oil. All right. Now, as far as your grains, all right, now remember, this is an old one. We cross and spelt out. Amaranth, quinoa, we crossing out rye, no rye. Amaranth is good. It's alkaline and it doesn't have gluten. Quinoa is good. It's alkaline and it don't have gluten. But the rye, scratch it out. Can't eat no rye. Kamut, scratch out kamut. Spelt, scratch out spelt. Teff is good. Quinoa and is good. Then you got other starches that's good. Butternut squash, acorn squash, black rice. Black rice is long. It look like pieces of grass. This is called wild black rice. It's good for you. Very good and will clean your bowel walls. Peas are good. And we had red rose potatoes, but we scratching it out. And I got all the proof in scientific articles and clinical trials of why I'm scratching these things out. Remember, information evolves, y'all. Information does not stay the same. If information stay the same, then that means that we ain't been studying. If y'all got that so far, type in some 9s. So them were alkaline things, and there's many more, but these are ones that I actually, did years ago, and we've been using that chart. But the new website actually will be live, hopefully on the 28th, which is Tuesday, and y'all see that all of this stuff will be updated. And you can get this right off of my website. Just go to www.yakiawaken.com, click on the actual education tab, and click on document downloads, and it's there. All right. Again, I'm not answering any questions right now. We still in our shebang bang. All right. Now, we went over the metabolic acidosis. We went over the dehydration. We went over anti-nutrient food. Now let's talk about environmental toxins. We have to talk about environmental toxins. All right, I'm glad y'all getting it. All right, we got to talk about the air. Now remember, how to cleanse the air is growing a garden. How to cleanse the air is make sure you're planting trees on your land. How to cleanse the air is moving to rural areas. How to stay away from pollutants and make sure you got clean air, move into areas that have a lot of trees. So when you looking for homes, whether you're renting or buying, you should be looking these things up. You should be looking all of these things up. Is it a lot of trees around? Is a lot of plants around? Is it land that I can grow things on? You see what I'm saying? Look at that. So we have to talk about burning fossil fuel. Burning fossil fuel is what's killing the earth, y'all, to be honest with you. And it's the people that's burning fossil fuel that's doing it. But that's a whole nother subject. And we got to talk about cleaning products. If you want to get oxygen sucked out of you, clean with bleach, clean with Comet, clean with all this stuff, furniture polish. And this stuff actually causes a lot of diseases in your body because you don't realize that, you have something called hydrocarbon aromatase where you can smell these things and it will literally give you throat cancer, y'all. Look this stuff up. I got a whole lecture on that. By smelling this stuff will give you some stuff. So we got to stay away from the cleaning chemicals. If you want to cleanse something, y'all, get you some water, distilled water. Use some lemon juice, some pure lemon, concentrated lemon juice, some pure key lime juice, some pure lemon juice, and just a tad bit of vinegar. A vinegar in there. Best disinfected, best cleaning product ever. Straight up. And then follow it up with some peroxide. I mean, that will clean, that cleans better than bleach, and it won't kill you. It won't kill you. You want some smelly good? Frankincense and myrrh. That's the perfume and cologne. You need essential oils, frankincense, myrrh, tad bit of lavender. Put a touch of rosemary on that deal. Put a tad bit of tea tree on that deal. Rub it on your skin and your clothes. That is something that won't kill you. It won't seep into the bloodstream. It would actually help the cation and the anion electronic change in the bloodstream instead of killing you dead as a doorknob. Your clothes. Make sure your clothes is 100% cotton. 100%. This is easy stuff that we can change in our environment to stop from killing us, y'all. Straight up. And y'all know it. So that's what we got to get rid of. So change your environment. Make sure that your clothes is not used with alzo dye. Check your clothing. Look up the website and see if they use alzo dye on the clothing because alzo dye will kill you. And it's very bad for people that have neurological diseases and people that have what you would call nervous system compromising diseases like herpes. These things are bad for herpes. Everything I just mentioned, well, you trying to heal from herpes and you ain't getting rid of everything I just mentioned, you going to keep them herpes, y'all. Straight up. Now, I just want to talk about the minerals real fast and show you how important these minerals is from your hydration and from your foods. And then I'll open up the phone lines. So the first one, mitochondrial potassium channels. So you need potassium or potassium. It stands for potash. White man was burning some ashes in his pot. The ash he left back, he noticed it had electronic static from it. He tested it and it was a whole element. He called it potassium. And that's where you get the word potassium from. But notice that the mitochondria plays a fundamental role in ATP synthase. So you actually need these potassium channels because they actually open up pathways and it kicks on the detoxification stage of glutathione. So you need potassium in your diet. All right. So make sure you Google potassium rich foods. Follow it up. Make sure you find a scholarly article on those and buy those food and eat them. Just don't potassium or potassium overload. But notice mitochondrial potassium channels is very, very important. The next one we got up here is magnesium. Magnesium is so important. It's crazy, y'all. And magnesium is what grows strong bones. It is not calcium. About a year ago, I posted a book called The Calcium Lie. Make sure y'all buy it. The Calcium Lie. It's a very, very good clinical trials to show you that calcium is really not the matrix of the bone, but it's actually magnesium. And magnesium needs a buffer called calcium. So it does need calcium, but what makes your bones and your teeth strong and makes your fingernails strong is magnesium. It's actually not calcium. Calcium is a buffering mechanism. It's one of the most highest it's one of the highest electrical minerals, not magnetic. The highest magnetic minerals iron phosphate, but the most highest electrical mineral is calcium. Calcium is used by all of the cells, and it buffs out and neutralizes acids, and it has something to do with what you would call the parathyroid. It's called calcitonin that's produced by the parathyroid. So it is important, but it's not what makes the bone matrix strong. That's a lie. And that's why the book that I'm writing, Healing the Illusion We Call Disease, we coming after all of that shit. The truth is going to be told. It's magnesium. You need magnesium for strong bones. You need magnesium for muscle contractions and muscle contractions and muscle relaxation. That's magnesium. You need magnesium for strong teeth. That's magnesium, family. But guess what? Magnesium transport by mitochondria. You need this for all of your metabolic processes of the mitochondria. Guess what goddess mitochondria need? Nutrient dense food, because she need magnesium and she need potassium. So she don't only require oxygen, she need all of these too. But guess what? You need oxygen to attract all these things, because oxygen mixed with hemoglobin create a magnet. And this magnet through iron phosphate is what attracts all these other minerals. And it's what's going to diffuse itself inside of the mitochondria once it goes through its Krebs cycle and its citric acid cycle and stuff like that. All right. It says, make sure, because you see the lies out here, fam. Facts, Sean, man. We telling it all, man. We telling the truth. Look, the role of iron in the mitochondrial function. And the reason why I'm not reading these out, y'all can screenshot them, but I got something planned for April the 8th. So I'm gonna leave it up here for y'all can screenshot them and y'all can re-go over them yourselves. But I got a whole ideology and a whole way I'm finna explain this in my seminar when I'm in Texas. So I don't want to do that right here. I feel like I have gave y'all a lot of my energy currency when I'm supposed to be giving it to goddess mitochondria. I'm giving it to y'all asses. So I don't want to, but just shows you the role that iron play in the mitochondrial function. It's very, very important. Here go another one. So everything I'm talking about, make sure that you get your iron. Make sure that you got copper. Make sure that you got zinc, because all of these things play a major, major role into bringing oxygen to mitochondria, y'all. So make sure that your foods is loaded with these things. And the only way you can do that is through nutrient-dense food. The role of copper in mitochondrial functioning and metabolism. Copper is essential for life processes like energy metabolism. That's why copper is so important. Just the same thing as coal. Gold, copper, and zinc act as the same conduit conductivity in the body. Copper actually acts better than gold in the body, to be honest with you. But that's a whole nother topic. So far we got iron, magnesium, potassium, and copper. All right. Now, I want to say this. I'm going to say this for my thing. But look, this is what is actually stopping y'all. So when you are not getting oxygen, and we're going to leave it off on this before I open up the phone lines. This is what's causing us all to have diseases. There's something called chromosome BCC-A33 oxidase. When you start mixing chromosome ACC, BCC oxidase, it stops you from bringing oxygen in that complex 4 stage of the body. And this is what actually sets on disease. I want to read the other ones to y'all, but we're going to wait. But this is the main one though. So when chromosome A33 is missing because you don't have oxygen, it's impossible to turn oxygen turn carbon dioxide into oxygen and turn oxygen into water for that fuel can be used as currency. All right. That's what causes all your diseases. Diseases is the lack of oxygen. When the body lacks oxygen, it brings on a mucosal response. And that's why you always see mucus when you see disease. But mucus is not the cause. Mucus is the effect. Bacteria is not the cause. Bacteria is the effect. Acidosis is not the cause. Acidosis is the effect. The actual cause is the body lacking oxygen, to be honest with you. And that's a whole nother topic. We writing a whole book on it, but In a nutshell, there you go. What y'all think? I'm opening up these phone lines. What y'all think so far? Let me know something. I know this video long. I'm gonna have to break this deal up. Yes, the lack of, there you go. Yeah, that's a smart one right there. How do I add that? Check this out from Shayna Redmond. She said the lack of red blood cells mean the lack of oxygen, question mark. You show right. You show right. Because remember, that's the whole purpose of blood in the first place. The whole purpose of blood is to actually bring hemoglobin, for hemoglobin can have iron to attract oxygen. That's the whole purpose. So make sure you're building your blood. The best way to build your blood is my Iron Nourisher and Blood Builder Kit off of my site. Go on my site, click on Kits and Bundles, and get the Iron Nourisher Blood Builder Kit. Okay, I'm glad that y'all love it. So we got an understanding, we got an overstanding, and we got a understanding. Cool, perfect. All right, let me put this phone number up here, and let's get it in, family. Let's get it in. Let me move this out the way real fast, too. All right, so this is the call-in number. Call in 708-831-2335, 708-831-2335 is on the screen. And let's talk about it for a minute. I'm only going to do 3 phone calls because I've been live for a long time. Peace. Peace, love, light, and healer. Peace, love, light, and healer. Peace to the guys, peace to the earth. Can you hear me? Hold on, let me see why you ain't hooked up. Hold on, give me 1 second. That's why. Hold on, let me hook you in. Peace, God. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, let me turn you up a little bit. Just keep speaking for me real fast.
What's good, everybody? It's a good day today.
Can y'all hear the brother? Before we keep going, can y'all hear the brother? If y'all can hear the brother, type in some 9s. If you keep calling me, I will not take no more phone calls, family. Let's not be disrespectful. You keep calling me, I won't take no more phone calls. All right, peace, God. What's your name, brother?
Peace, Aki. This is Josue.
Oh, boy, you always make sure you always get in through the line.
Yes, I guess I got some luck like that.
What's up with you, brother?
Hey, what's good, man? First of all, powerful lesson so far.
All
A
praise.
bunch of facts that have been spoken has been really dope. I love the connection to, how you're making everything about female, like the importance of the female role and everything like that, because that's something I've come across these last several years.
Yeah.
So it's really, the way you elaborate on it and everything is freaking super dope.
All praises. Talk to the people. How can we help you, brother?
Yeah, so, every spring since I decided to, change my lifestyle to plant-based, I've been doing something like, so 4 years ago, spring, I did a fruit smoothie fast for 12 days. And then after that, I started eating, off the Dr. Sebi guideline.
Yeah.
The following year, I did a 30-day water fast. And then last spring, I did a fruit fast until I finished your 3 bitters.
Yeah.
And that was powerful. And then this year, I'm trying to do something. I was trying to see what you thought about this. I'm trying to do like a 40-day fruit fast. And I wanted to start them off with like 10 days astringent, 10 days antioxidants, and then like 10 days of phytonutrients.
Well, this is what I would do if I was you, because you ain't dealing with like cancer or nothing like that. So I would start off doing sweet. Start off sweet, then go to citric, and then go astringent towards your last couple of days. You see what I'm saying? Instead of starting off astringent, because we usually put people straight on astringent when they got cancer and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I do have bad eyesight. What about that?
Yeah. So start off citric, and they said, could you speak a little bit louder?
Okay. Yeah. So I do have bad eyesight. That would other than that, I don't really have any issues that I know of. I don't really go to the doctor though, but I feel the best I've ever have. These last 4 years.
Mm-hmm. So as
Um,
far as your
but
eyesight, if you got bad eyesight, I would say go on a Citric 12-day cleanse, all fruits. And while you on the 12-day cleanse of all fruits, make sure that you get you some eye bright, and make sure that you use that eye bright and you drop a few of the eye bright tincture into some water. Get you some eye cups off of Amazon and you rinse your eyes. Do it in a day and do it at night. And also bilberry is good for the eyes as well. Hawthorn berries is good for the eyes because it increases the blood flow of oxygen to the eyes. But the eye bright is very, very good for the eyes. The eye bright is amazing for the eyes. And make sure that you add some pineapples to your fast, because pineapples are good for the eyes as well.
most def. And my wife does also has bad eyesight. Is this something that she could do while she's breastfeeding, or
Oh,
no?
yeah. You can do an eye bright while breastfeeding.
Oh, okay, dope.
So
Hell
they
yeah.
saying that they can't
That's
hear
all
you.
right.
All right, brother. Well, look, peace, love, light, healing to you. Be talking to you soon.
All right, peace, brother.
Peace. Y'all see the number, call in 708-831-2335, 708-831-2335. Make sure that y'all got y'all phones up for the people can hear y'all, because I'm up super loud on mine. So make sure y'all got y'all phones up. What we got? Y'all call on in.
+1 6
Peace, love, light, and healing. You hung up. You called and hung up.
+1
Peace, love, light, and healing.
Hey, Yaki, this is Aaron Owens with epidermolysis.
How you doing, Aaron? How you doing? Aaron, you just hung up. Call back again. Peace, love, light, and healing. Call me right back. Peace, love, light, and healing. Aaron?
Peace and love, my brother. How you doing?
Hey, peace. How you doing, God? What's your name? Aaron, call me back, man. So many people calling in, man. This phone. We got somebody on the line. Y'all quit calling. Aaron, I remember you from a 669 number. So after this phone call, I'll pick up again. My bad, man. How you doing, brother? What's your name, God?
Peace and love, man. Robert Allen, man.
How you doing, Allen? Robert Allen. How you doing, God? Talk to me.
Yes, sir, man. I can't complain, man. Well, shoot, man. I get right to it, man. First, thank you for answering the call, man. I have psoriasis, right?
Okay.
That's probably not the proper terminology I have, right? But full body, bro. I mean, like, there's only very minimal parts of my body that's not covered with it. Man, I lost the ability to sweat. You know what I'm saying? It's like real bad. Currently on a fruit fast, kind of trying to get some direction of exactly which products of yours I should purchase.
All right, so
ready to buy.
Okay, so we understand that the skin is the third organ. Y'all keep calling. I ain't gonna take no more phone calls. All right, so we understand that the skin is the third organ, or what we call the third kidney of the body, and we understand that the skin is actually connected with the same cells called the ectoderm, which is connected to the brain. When you look at psoriasis and you really study what psoriasis is actually a form of herpes dermatitis. So you're dealing with a hemith parasite. So we have to go after psoriasis like it's an actual parasitic infection and not like it's a skin infection, because you're dealing with a parasite. So what I would do is I would treat you as you have herpes. So I'll put you on my geogenetic therapeutic package level 2 or 3. Since you said it's around your whole body, do level 3. What's happening is your skin is actually taking a fecal material poop on itself because you backed up interstitially and your lymphatic system is not moving. So the main things you need to be focused on is kidney filtration and getting your adrenal glands back online. That means you're very adrenal fatigued and you're not producing the right steroids and corticosteroids that you need to actually send these enzymes to the skin to open up the pathways to get the skins out of the body. So what's happening is, even though your skin is being used as a kidney and it's been eliminative, it's actually calcifying and scabbing up on top of the skin. So what I would do is I will have Kawhi make you a salve, a skin salve, right? It's going to be a astringent skin salve. That'll be the first one. And then after you see all of that pulling coming away before you go to sleep to stop you from itching, you will put another skin salve just on you to go to sleep with. But you're gonna have to dig deep and cleanse the blood. You're gonna have to cleanse the gut, and you're gonna have to cleanse the nervous system, and we're gonna have to treat it like a parasitic infection. So I'm gonna be giving you things like oil of oregano for you can rub up and down your spinal cord, or of oregano for you can put under your tongue. The geogenetic therapeutic package level 3 is gonna come with liver cleanses, because we're gonna have to kick on glutathione and open up the metabolic pathways of the liver. We got to get bowel going. I mean, you literally need to cleanse your whole entire internal body, because your skin is a reflection of your internal body, just like your face and your irises is a reflection of your internal body. So if you have that much scarring, or if you have that much fungus and yeast, because that's all it really is, you have that much fungus and yeast coming from up out of your skin, then you got to think about what you got in your skin. Do you got toenail fungus?
Nah, but it's like played around like it wanna happen sometimes.
See, but you see, I ain't lying though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now we see that fungus is starting to get in, a little bit of that fungus is starting to make it into the bloodstream. So
let me not say fungus, bro. It's more like, it seems like almost like the psoriasis is like will try to get under my nail.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fungus, yeast, and psoriasis. It's the same thing though. Same thing. Okay. Yeah. So look, what I think you need though, as far as diet, this is what you need. You need to do an all fruit diet. All fruit diet. If you can't do an all fruit diet, you need to do an all raw diet, 60% fruits and start off 40% vegetables, right? And then what you do is each week while you're on the protocol, you move it up. So if you on 60% fruits and you on 40% vegetables, watery vegetables the first week, because I have to break up all of that stagnation that's in your colon, that's in your lymphatic system. Most of your lymphatic system and the lymph nodes is associated, it's called the gut or the gout, which stands for gut associated lymphatic tissues. That starts in the gut family, so we got to cleanse the gut out. So you're going to do 60-40, 60% fruits, 40% vegetables the first week. Soon as you get to the 8th day, you're going to raise it up more. You're going to do 70% fruit, and you're going to do 30% vegetables. So by the time you in your 3rd to 4th week, you're supposed to be 80 to 100% fruits, because the fruits is going to hydrate the skin. Not only is the fruits and the H3O2 going to hydrate the skin, but you're going to start breaking up solidification and calcification. Now, once you start breaking these things up, you can start pulling iron and stuff from the cells, because what the herpes do, this hemith worm like to hide behind mercury and hide behind metals, and it even hide behind minerals on the accesses of the nerves. So in order to get them out and get them to show their ugly face, you got to pull all the toxins out of the body first, because they like to hide around fecal matter and shit that your cells produce, because the body is made of 150 trillion cells, and these cells have to eat, and if they have to eat, they have to defecate. So the poop is not leaving the body because your lymphatic system is backed up and stagnated, because your kidneys is not online. So while you doing it, the whole thing we're going to be focusing on, and while you talking to Kawhi, and when we check up on you, it's going to be, all right, is you filtrating? How is your kidneys looking? How often is you urinating? How often is you defecating? And is you having breakouts? Like, we want to see flare-ups. So so when you start cleansing, you're going to see flare-ups on your skin even more. That just means that these things are leaving. But you're going to need the geogenetic therapeutic package level 3. With that, we're going to add some oil of an oregano. We're going to add some black seed oil, and we add 2 skin salves for you. One would be to astringent pull, and the other one would be to stop the irritations when you laying down going to sleep, because you finna be itching like crazy, man, because we finna stir up a whole war with the actual parasites that's in your body.
Man, it can't be no worse than the itching I've been through, brother.
Hey,
So,
I got you.
You feel me?
I got you, guy. And it's
listen,
go ahead. No, go ahead, brother.
I got the confirmation for the consultation on June 28th.
Okay.
I'm ready to purchase, man. So should I pull the trigger? You know what I'm saying?
I just told you exactly what you need for real, man. I say, say that $100 and put it towards your package, bro. Or
I already paid for it like a week ago. You dig me? I was just trying to get the process going. So
you got exactly what you still want it. Do you want me to refund you on it? Let me know right now, and I'll write down the order.
Yeah, I'm not tripping. I guess if I don't need it, sure.
You don't need it. So can you tell me your order number? What was your order number?
Let me see. Do I got it right here, bro? Man, I got like a confirmation page. I don't know if I see an order.
Do me a favor. Text me your email from this number. I got the number 404. So I got the number. Text me your email from this number, and I'll make sure that Bernard refund you tomorrow when the office open.
No pressure. And say less. So for right now, I just geogenetic level 3, put in psoriasis? Like, what's the best way
Yeah, so
to?
when you order it, geogenetic level 3, in the notes put psoriasis, and we'll take care of everything else. Now, what you should be doing, as soon as you get off this phone, you should be getting on the website, click on the education tab, and download everything from the download documents. It's going to tell you what to be doing while you waiting on your herbs. It's going to be telling you the diet you need to be on while waiting on your herbs. A lot of people get the herbs, then they want to start the process of detoxification, but detoxification starts before the herbs get to you, because you have to prepare your body in your cells for the herbs, because the herbs is going to astringe, and the herbs is very dehydrating. So you need to start the hydration process now. That way, when you get the herbs, because my herbs are some of the most powerful, potent plants on the planet, bro. So they're going to astringe and pull and tug the hell out of your cells. So it's things that you can be doing now, getting your house in order. Make sure you getting your environment right. Throw away all of the chemicals that's in your house. Make sure that you go through and you dust, because dust mess up. Wash your pillowcases. Change your sheets off. Throw away any clothes that have mixed fabrics on them. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that you can be doing to change the environment. Because remember, we was talking about the environmental conditions is what bring the lack of oxygen to mitochondria. So change that. Change your water. Go out and get on Amazon. Order you some cheap water filtration systems if you ain't got enough money to buy the expensive ones. But if you do, buy the expensive ones. You see what I'm saying?
Man,
Change your food.
Crib. I got one in the shower.
See? That's what I'm saying. Also, you already working on it. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so yeah, key lines for deodorant. Make sure you get on my website. Buy some sea moss soaps for the purple sea moss soaps for your soaps. Or you can find another local store that sells organic soaps. You know, make sure that your toothpaste don't have fluoride. Get on my site and get the tooth and gum restoration kit. We got our own toothpaste on the site. So you have to get away from all the chemicals, bro. You're going to have to. Because if your environment is not right, then it's going to be super, super hard to heal, bro. And then you shouldn't be using nothing but grapeseed oil on your skin. I wouldn't use no olive oil, because that's going to dehydrate you more.
Oh, I've been on the olive oil.
Nah, get off that olive oil, brother. No, even if it's extra virgin, grapeseed oil.
Yeah.
Yes, organic cold pressed grapeseed oil.
Okay.
Organic cold pressed grapeseed oil. Now, with that olive oil is good for you. Do a tablespoon a day of that in your mouth. A tablespoon. That'll be good for the liver. It'll help you cleanse out your liver, and it produce a lot of bile, for you can start breaking down fat, bring you into ketosis and stuff like that. So, you know, and that's another way that the mitochondria eat. The mitochondria love fats as well. So with that,
Not even coconut oil.
No, you can't do coconut oil, because coconut oil comes from the fats, and coconut oil, which come from the fats, have a high amount of arginine, and that's gonna give you more outbreaks. It's gonna irritate your skin more.
Got you. Okay. Cold pressed grapeseed oil. Say less.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
Yep, that's it, man. Okay. That's literally what you need, bro.
In Fort Lauderdale, man.
Man, I'm in Florida all the time, bro.
A little bit, bro, but you know.
Man, jump in that water, man.
Brother ain't trying to expose himself to the community, brother. You know, I be feeling a little weird.
Okay. It's a self-confidence thing. I get it. So look, why you just won't go? Why you won't go at dark time, man?
Man, I have been, bro. I ain't gonna front. I'm from New York. I be a little afraid of the ocean when I be out here by myself, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. It's a gangster, man. I be like, but I need to get back with it, man. I ain't gonna hold you. You know, jokes aside, I'm gonna start getting back with that, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, make sure. Hey, but look, stop that olive oil, bro. That will dry you out, bro.
Dang.
Grapeseed oil.
Shea butter.
Shea butter good. Make sure the shea butter is real African shea butter though, because they be playing them. They do shea butter like sea moss now, boy. There's a lot of counterfeits out here, man.
Got you. All right.
And that's what you need, brother.
Man, listen, I don't want to take up all your time, brother. I appreciate it, man. I sent the email, and I'm gonna get on the site tonight and put in that geogenetic package. Man.
All right, you sent the email to orders at yakiawaken.com, right?
Oh, my bad. I sent it to you. I thought you said to text it to you.
Yeah, and text orders. Yeah, orders at yakiawaken.com. Text it. Send an email to there, and Bernard will get straight on it, brother.
I appreciate you, man.
All right, peace, God.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna do one more phone call. Give me a call, 708-831-2335, 708-831-2335. We do one more. It's 11:10 here, y'all. I've been live since 8:30. Gender the clue is a scam. She told me healing from sea moss. Gold sea moss and coconut oil. I wouldn't say they a scam. HL, they probably just don't know. A lot of people regurgitate information, so they probably just don't know. I wouldn't say they a scam. You know what I'm saying? But they probably just didn't know, LH. You know, I'm a deep researcher, and we got clinical trials, and we done healed thousands and thousands of herpes testimonies. I mean, y'all see all the herpes testimonies I got up. I could just throw them up a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all see we uploading a lot of them on on the Rumble account and everything. So they probably not a scam. They probably just don't know what they talking about. A lot of these healers just don't be knowing what the hell they talking about. They learn from people and they regurgitate. They don't challenge the information. They don't research, and they don't have clinical trials. I was blessed with clinical trials and stuff like that, and I think that's what it is. So they might not be scamming. They probably just don't know. That's it. Peace, love, light of healer, peace to the gods, peace to earth. Max, who's calling? Who's on the line?
Hi, Yakai. This is one of your other regulars. This is Sparkle.
Hey, how you doing, Miss Sparkle? How you feeling?
I'm good. This is Sparkle, though. I'm glad I got into you. Look, real quick, I'm gonna make this quick. I know I'm your last call, but I'm 2 weeks into my detox. I'm doing like 5% vegetables, and I'm doing like the rest fruit. I mean, I'm juicing. I'm doing at least 64 ounces of juice a day. Here's my question. So I've been taking the kidney and adrenal tonics. I know that I know you always say we bilateral, right? So let me tell you what happened. My right knee flared up really, really bad, and it's like is it full of water, or do it feel like it's tissue? Is it water? Like, can you put your fingers in tissue? It's
tissue flaring up.
It's both. It feels like both. It's in between, like
okay.
both.
So you got edema. You got edema setting up. So that's a weak spot. Yeah. That's where a lot of acids is at. Have you ever had knee problems or knee arthritis before?
I did.
So that's what's happening.
My knee when I was like 15.
So you gotta.
And guess what? My right wrist. So
same way.
I noticed, and I was telling my mom, my right wrist and my left knee is all flared up. So could that be primarily my right kidneys and adrenals?
You've been listening. You own it. That's exactly what it is. Your right kidney and your right adrenals is down. You need to get them up. You need to get you some circulation socks. Get you some long circulation socks and go to get some circulation bandages. Yeah, some pressure bandages, and wrap that knee up and keep it elevated to try to get all of that excessive water to drain back towards the kidneys.
Okay.
All right, so lift.
Look, go ahead.
So go tell me everything, and then I'll tell you what you need to do.
Okay, my regimen every day is like I get up, I'll drink some juice, I'll eat a piece of fruit, I take my tonics. I got your kidney and adrenal tonics, and then I've been trying to get my kidney, because you said we have to make sure our kidneys is open so that our lymphatic system could dump into there. Because if it's backed up, then our blood could get separated.
Exactly.
So I make sure my kidneys is open. I've been doing that this last week. So tomorrow I'm incorporating the bitters.
Ooh wee. Okay, so that's gonna get rid of that. So that's gonna get rid of that edema anyway. If you actually wrap up that knee and put you on some circulation socks and elevate that knee to get it to drain, because that edema, that means you just got some blood capillaries that's obstructed in your knee area. If you can get it to drain towards the kidneys, you'll be good. Especially if your kidney. Have you been checking your kidney? You checking your urine in the morning to make sure you filtrating?
Yeah, it was bad, Yakai. But I ain't gonna lie. Last week, like my lady time was coming on, so I'm gonna check it again tomorrow before I start the bitters. But it was a little fuzzy. I already know how to do the urine test.
Okay.
So the thing is that I'm gonna start my bitters tomorrow. Listen, I'm gonna have a blowback though. I'm a purge. I'm gonna document everything when I start my bitters, because I haven't been going to the bathroom. So you know how you say we should be boo-booing like 7 times a day if we.
How many times you been using it?
Eliminated. Probably once or twice, and I've been drinking and eating.
So that just means you got a lot of plaque built up inside of your actual intestinal walls. You need somebody to do a colon massage on you. So look, write these down. I'm gonna tell you exactly what to do.
Okay.
So tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Are you sure you're writing this down? Because I don't know if they're gonna snatch this video now. We talked about a whole lot.
Okay.
Yeah, write this down, because you know how they do my videos. It'll be up and then it'll be gone in the morning.
Listen, as soon as I get off though, I go at the end and I record it. I screen record everything.
Okay. So this is what you need.
I got my last conversation with you.
Okay, so first thing you need to do is you need to get you some circulation socks and some circulation bandages to wrap around your wrists and to wrap around your knees, and put some circulation socks on both of your feet, not just only one. Make sure that you're elevating your feet for at least 2 hours a day. Elevate them. That way we can try to get all the interstitial fluid, the edema that's being Because right now acids is requiring. So what happens is when you acidic in certain places and you start hydrating the body, the first thing it's going to do is start alkaline in the blood and alkaline in the body. When you start alkaline in the cells, what's happening is the acidic cells is going to start basically pulling water to it for it can put the fire out. So inflammation is going to be on fire. So it's going to cause water to go to that area. So right now you're just retaining a lot of H3O or a lot of H3O2 in that area, which is swelling. Try to get it back to the kidneys for the kidneys to filtrate. But if the kidneys is not filtrating, then we're going to have to start using the skin. So you need to make sure you sweating, sitting
in the sauna every
okay, good.
night.
Okay, I'm glad. Yep. Okay. So make sure
30 minutes.
30 minutes a day. Okay, you already on it. Now, the next thing is you're going to need to use some type of diuretics. Like, for instance, parsley leaf is a diuretic. That's going to help you urinate more. All right, parsley leaf. Juniper berry is another diuretic. All right, one that a lot of people don't like, but I love because it works fast, is corn silk, purple corn silk. It's actually the ears of a corn. When you use that, it's a diuretic like a mug. Now, what you need to do is you need to get that and get you some burdock root or some burdock leaf. These are all diuretics. I'm
fresh
giving.
burdock root.
So you need to be drinking burdock tea as soon as you get up in the morning. Before you even drink anything, drink some burdock root. That way we can start having you urinate. Because the more you urinate, the more you get to pass and you get rid of all of the H2O that's building up in that area. Another thing is movement. Make sure that you're doing aerobic movements. Do some yoga and move that leg because that interstitial fluid can be unblocked because there's something blocking it up there. And we already know what it is. It's the kidneys and adrenals. Is your blood pressure high?
No.
All right, so look.
I have a hypoactive. I have a goiter on my neck. I have a thyroid goiter.
Oh, so that goiter gonna go down once everything else leaves. So look, what we need now is we need to bring up your actual blood pressure in a healthy way, or what I say, bring some systemic energy to the adrenal glands. You need ashwagandha and you need licorice root. That's gonna kick the kidneys on.
Okay. I got that.
Okay.
I got you. Yep.
All right. So look, do these.
Ashwagandha.
Yeah, and keep taking your protocol. And look, how much juice and water are you drinking a day?
Well, I'm the one who you spoke to a couple of weeks ago. I make my own half a gallons of fresh pressed fruit juice.
So look,
I'm doing at least 64 ounces and no more than 32 ounces of water. I barely drink water.
So look, you're doing too much.
In.
You're doing too much juice. Cut your juice down.
Am I?
That's why you're swelling up. You're doing way too much juice. Juice is too hydrative for you to be doing a gallon a day. You need to cut your juice in half. Cut your juice in half and watch it go down. I wish you would have told me that first, guy. This would have been simple.
I know, that's why I was calling you. Wait, so I'm drinking a half a gallon. I'm drinking 64 ounces. I'm not drinking a whole gallon.
So take your 64 ounces down to 34 to 36 ounces.
Okay.
And do everything else I just said too.
Yep.
All right.
Because I'm coming to be a healer with you. I told you this last time.
I remember. But this gonna work.
So I'm on this. As soon as I heal myself, I'm documenting everything, and I'm coming with y'all.
Oh, praise it. Let's do it. And what you been doing as far as your iodine intake?
I have the drops, but I have a blend that you gave a while ago with the bladderwrack, the kelp, the dose, the sea moss,
the 4 elements.
And
okay, that's very good for the thyroid.
I just have to capsulize them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Do that.
And I'm hypo, so I know I
you need iodine. You need iodine, and you need thyroid goblin. So you need that too. So make sure that at least once a day you eat one Brazilian nut for you can get some selenium. Selenium needs to be in that thyroid as well, and you need tyrosine. So your cruciferous family too. Make sure you add some broccoli sprouts into your diet, things like that, to help get that sulfur in there, to help estrange. That's what's gonna break up that goiter, because you got to stay well. Dang, that's a gorginian. That's a gorginian. So don't do the cruciferous. Which one else that have some good sulfur in it? Don't do cabbage. Hold on. Let's see.
And this thing about the size of a tangerine. I had a 15 years.
So most definitely don't do no cruciferous then. Stay away from the cruciferous then.
So wait, no Brazilian nuts, or do
the Brazilian nuts. I'm trying to think of something that's gonna help estrange and break up that thing. You know what? Just do this. Get some poke root. And use the poke root. For the poke root can break it up, but do not use the cruciferous because that goiter is so big. It's gonna make it bigger.
It is. Oh, okay.
So stay away from anything that's cruciferous.
Okay.
So poke root. And if you need some poke root, you can get that off my site, or you can go to your local herb store. Just make sure it's organic.
Gotcha. Yep. Thank you so much. I'm gonna do this, and I'm telling you, I'm documenting. I'm gonna upload it online, and I want to be part of the healing crusade. I want to be, you know, I'm here with you. I believe in you. I believe in the Most High. He sent me to you for a reason. I've been following you 3 years now, and just thank you for everything you do.
I
So I'm
appreciate you.
on it.
They said red onions. Red onions got too much sulfur in it, y'all. It got too much sulfur. That's gonna start pulling a lot of ammonia from our cells. So we don't want to do the red onions either. But that is a good one. But I'm thinking that's a good one, y'all. But I'm thinking holistic healing. Like, dang, if I pour this, what the reaction gonna be to that? That's why it took me so long to pause. I really had to think. Like, okay, hold on, poke. Let's go to herbal root route. Let's not go to food flesh route. Let's go to herbal root route. I'm talking to them because they on there. They like red onions. That's a good one. They got a lot of sulfur.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely gonna get this poke root. I'll go on your site and go ahead and grab that.
All right, low levels.
And I make it as a tea?
No. I was just going to tell you that. Low levels of the poke root, find it in capsule form, and don't do no more than 200 milligrams a day, and stay on it for about 5 days, and then stay off it 5 days. Poke root is very, very strong and can be poisonous. So no more than 200 milligrams a day.
Okay, I got you. All right, thank you so much. Anybody with a goiter, this is work. One last thing. I got out of my my sauna the other night. I had an emotional detox.
That's good. See, you getting it out.
I started crying. Yeah, I was like, yo, I did this to my body, but now that I know better, I can't go back.
That's good, though.
What I mean? So I had, but the people do need to know, it's definitely, like you always say, it's an emotional component to it, because what my body getting rid of these toxins, my mind is starting to open up a whole lot more, and my vision is improved, my mind is clearer, I'm calmer, I don't have that anxiety, but I am feeling the blowback from the emotional detox from what I did to my body.
Yeah.
But we gotta hang in there and be strong, because this ain't no joke. But I'm going to be better, and I'm going to be a healer.
Yeah, you are. But it's good that you had that conversation with nature. You know, when nature show you your ugly self, you cry, and then you feel beautiful again. So I'm glad that, because she usually don't come and talk to everybody through their detox. And I'll be telling people, if you didn't have that emotional experience, if you didn't cry, if you didn't feel guilty, then you ain't done cleansing. So I'm glad you got yours out of the way, because my first time, man, it was super sad. I was depressed for about at least 30 days. Like, damn, I straight did not love myself doing this. You had a heart attack at 21. I went through all of those emotions, but that is the release. That's the cleansing of the spiritual body as well. And that's how we get rid of trauma, because if you have that trauma built up in you, it's impossible to heal. So I'm glad you talked to nature. And nature brought you to your knees. That's what you needed.
Absolutely. And I got my trees, my pear tree out there button, so I'm hype about that.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm definitely going to keep you up on everything going on, and I want to for sure come back and be a testimony, especially to anybody dealing with thyroid disease, because my dad died from it.
Yeah, let's get it. So just stay on everything. Make sure you stay up on your owl diet. Don't do too much owl diet, because you can poison yourself from too much. So just keep it in your diet. Don't just be eating it all day, every day. Just when you have a meal throughout the day, just put a little bit in your meal, because you only should be having, if you're doing just fruits, you should only be having one meal a day and then snacking on fruits throughout the day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. Yep, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All right, peace, goddess.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
I'll do one more. Let's do it. I'll do one more. She just amped me up. Let's do one more. One more call. 708-831-2335. 708-831-2335. Seven 831-2335.
Aaron, +1 669 345. Aaron, +1.
The phone was ringing. It was 3 numbers ringing at one time, y'all. Peace, little Lottie Hiller. Peace to the guys. Peace to the earth.
Hello.
Peace.
Hi, Yaki. This is Crystal. How are you?
Crystal who? Sound like Crystal D. Sound like Crystal from the D.
It is Crystal from the D, but really Crystal from Florida. But yes, I was on stage with you in the D.
What's up with you? How you doing, goddess? How you been?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain. Working. What's going on with you, goddess? How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good.
Talk to me.
traveling, working, the good stuff.
Talk to me. What's going on?
Okay, so um a few years ago, so I'm originally from Florida. So very hot, humid weather, tropical climate.
Mm-hmm.
And a few years ago, I moved to Australia for a year. And the weather there is completely backwards. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because I started having some weird symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
So I first started having really bad kidney pains, right and left kidney. I was eating also, a lot of acidic food at the time, lentils, rice, stuff like that, before I even knew better.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started feeling like in my thyroid area, like a lump in my throat almost every time I ate, and so forth. So I went to see a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. He said, you're holding on to way too much fear. You're in fight or flight mode. You need to kind of calm everything down. So, went through that whole stage, went through an entire spiritual healing journey, what have you. Things got better, moved back home. Still kind of started having those kidney pains here and there, but then tapped into you, started healing more, taking your 3 bitters, doing fruit cleanses, kidney pains completely gone.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm still having that lump in my throat feeling. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about it mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. And of course thinking about like the chakra system and thinking about like maybe
The
things
throat
I'm
chakra,
holding on
yeah.
to. Yeah, things like that, like where am I not speaking my truth, etc., etc. But still, like, we've had conversations, and
Hold
I've
on,
been
real
on my
quick.
healing.
I got you, Pat. I know I talked to the last 2. I talked to them before, so we'll do another one. Y'all, they be getting in. They talking about the last 2 people. The last 2 people he talked to before. So I'll get another one in before I get up off of here. So you said you got the feeling in your throat, and they checked. So have you been checked for goiter? Have you been checked? Do you got a lot of mucus coming out of your throat?
No, I don't have a lot of mucus coming out of my throat, and it's not 24/7. I would say it's sometimes, and I usually notice it, after eating certain foods. But uh, you just got off the phone with this the last queen, and you said, stay away from the cruciferous family.
Yeah.
So when I eat like broccoli and stuff like that, I
Yeah,
feel it.
no,
Or if I
stay.
have,
Yeah,
like,
because they
Brussels
gortigen. It's called a gortigen. So when you eat broccoli,
Okay.
anything from the cruciferous family, you eat these gortigens or these estrogen proliferators will actually grow. Will actually grow a goiter. So stay away from those. I think you should go get a full thyroid panel though. That's what I do if I was you. I would go to the doctor and I get a full thyroid panel.
Well, I did have a full blood work
Yeah,
checkup.
not
It
blood,
wasn't.
not blood work. You need a thyroid panel.
Okay.
See what they check. They only check your THS. I mean your TSH, your thyroid stimulating hormone. But you need to get your T3 checked. Your free T3, your T4, your free T4. You need to get a full blown thyroid panel, and that'll let you know if it's a goiter or not. And that's what it sounds like. It sounds like that you got some calcification going on the back of the thyroid where the actual parathyroid is. It sounds like that you got calcium solidified there. That's what it sounds like to me. So that's what I recommend you do. That's what I do if I was you. I'll go get an actual full thyroid panel. Then we can read it together and let's go from there. And in the meantime, though, stop eating all cruciferous vegetables.
Okay. And so if it was this, could I feel it sometimes, and then sometimes it feels, normal? Or like what would this even be from?
So I think it's, that's me personally. I don't know. I'll be a liar if I could sit here and say I know what it was. It could be some spiritual trauma that's stuck there, but again, that's gonna manifest in the physical. I think it's the actual thyroid actually being either inflamed, because you can't have an inflamed thyroid without it being a goiter. You can feel that in your throat, and then it'll dissipate, and then it'll be inflamed again, and that can happen from T cells and B cells responding to that area, or what they would call an autoimmune disease, which I don't believe in, but the functionality of autoimmunity, it do exist. So it could be that, or it could actually be a goiter growing, and sometimes it go down and it come back again. I remember when I was sick, I used to have this lump of lipid. It was like a lipid pocket in my neck, and whenever I used to eat oxtails or whenever I used to eat lamb, it'd get big. But the moment I stopped eating lamb and oxtails, it'd go away, and it stayed on there for years until I quit eating meat. You see what I'm saying? So like things like that happen. So it could be the same thing, but I'm thinking it's the thyroid. thyroid though. But we ain't gonna know for sure until we at least rule the thyroid out. So let's do the full panel and then we go from there. And that's basically called the elimination process. We keep eliminating until we come down to one specific thing and we be like, this is what it is and this is how we gonna heal that.
Okay. Copy. And so like if you've had patients with this issue before, what would be the cause of that?
Thyroid, man, it's so many factors in the cause of the thyroid. You dealing with radiation, pollutants in the air can make the thyroid go down. Packing on too much visceral fats can make the thyroid going down. Your pituitary gland going down because the pituitary is actually what regulates the thyroid. That can go down. Pituitary disruption happens from the lack of sleep. It happens from too much water. It happens from the lack of hydration. It happens from mineral deficiencies. So there's many indicators that can make the thyroid going down when you're not producing or you're not converting over the right amount of iodine. And then you can even be taking in the right amount of iodine, but the adrenal glands is actually used to infuse them, and it's a part of the utilization of minerals, and you're not getting it that way. Or you can bring in iodine, but you're not eating a lot of stuff that got tyrosine in it that's going to turn tyrosine into thyroglobulin, and you need thyroglobulin to actually oxidate iodine and turn it to iodide for you can even use it as TSH. So it can be, I mean, most definitely is mineral deficiency. But it's like, how is the mineral deficiency setting in? Is it coming from the environment? Is it coming from the food that you eating? If you eating anti-nutrient foods that you think are nutrients? Because a lot of us is eating fruits and our fruits ain't worth the shit. You see what I'm saying? So it can come from a factor of things. And that's the reason why those 4 things that I talked about today, we have to work on all 4 and work on bringing oxygen to the body. And this is what actually will heal us.
Okay, this makes sense. I mean, I do work around radiation all day long.
See, so and radiation is one of the first thing that knocks the thyroid. So I can tell you right off back if you're working around radiation, right? Because your job, exactly. Biochemistry, you're right. You in the lab, so you most definitely need to be on some bladderwrack and some fucus and get on some club moss and some dose and some kelp. You need those because these are anti-radioactive sea herbs from the vegetables. So get on some bladderwrack as soon as possible, and I suggest that you get black bladderwrack from off the European coastline. So if you can find you some black bladderwrack from Europe, that's way stronger than all the other bladderwracks that we have tested so far, and they will actually pull all of that different radiation from the thyroid. Because if you want the thyroid to go down and you want to grow a goiter, radiation to do it.
Right. And it's interesting because I take my CMOS, but even sometimes when I take the purple CMOS, I feel it. Like I feel that
because it's cleansing. It's cleansing. Yep. So yes. So stay on that path and let's get it checked. Let's get you a full thyroid panel and let's read it together. And I got you. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Peace, goddess. Peace.
Have a good one.
You
Bye.
too. All right, let's do one more, y'all. They talking about he talk to them all the time. Yeah, them too. I don't know how Hosea, he always get through. I don't know how he do. And then I'm glad the other sister got through though. 708-831-2335. No, so I'm sitting here going back and forth. We was gonna do the giveaway. I'm gonna do the giveaway Tuesday because we gotta have a better way to give it. I'm giving away $1,500. Not only if I'm giving away $1,500, but we're giving away $1,500 and we're giving away 3 geogenetic therapeutic packages. So I don't have a good way of giving it away though. So I can't do quizzes because whenever I do quizzes, y'all say I answered the quiz first and you missed it. So I didn't do it that way. So I'm going back on my manager Nabi, and we're trying to figure out the best way to actually do the giveaway. So we have it together by Tuesday, and then Tuesday on my live, I will do the giveaway. But we're going to have to do tickets or something. That way y'all won't feel played. But that's the reason why. Hey, peace, little light of healer. Peace, little light of healer. Max, who's calling?
Peace and blessings, brother. My name is Rodney.
How you doing, Rodney? How you doing, God? Blessings to you, God.
I'm good. I was trying to call you for a minute, but I know a lot of people's calling, so.
No, it's all good. Or you still taking clients in the detoxification home. The detoxification home is actually closed, y'all. It's actually closed. We actually are moving it. So hopefully we can have it back up and running by next year, but it's not in St. Louis no more. It was too many people booking it. We only had 2 bathrooms. Yeah, we had 2 bathrooms and it was 5 rooms. So, I mean, it became a problem, y'all. So, and then if we only doing 1 or 2 at a time, it wouldn't worth everybody while because we traveling. So we had to we building our own big one. I talk to me, guy. What's going on with you? What you say your name was, Rodney?
Yes. All right. So in 2020, right, I was diagnosed with psychosis out of nowhere, out the blue. Don't know how I got it. it was weird. So I was in a hospital for 3 months, and during that process, I got this massive headache, and I wound up getting like they told me I had blood clots in my lungs and in my brain.
Mhm.
So right now, at this moment, I'm taking Eliquis, which is like blood thinners, and I
Okay.
want to get off the blood thinners.
So
You
I'm
know,
gonna tell you right off back the best way to get off blood thinners. So look, this would be one of the ones I gotta tell you. I'm not an allopathic doctor. I can't tell you to get off any medicine. But if it was me, if it was Yaki, Yakai wouldn't take the blood thinners. What I would do is I would start looking for food that will thin the blood the best. And the best thing I can tell you is grapes, because grapes have something called tannins in them, and tannins are great blood thinners. So grapefruits as well. Berries have tannins in them as well. And turmeric have a lot of things in them that will cleanse and thin the blood. So you just need to thin the blood. So that's what I would do. If it was me, I would go to my doctor and I tell my doctor to put me on a weaning process while I'm on the grapes and stuff. But I would start the grapes and the grapefruits and anything that's in the berry family before. That way, when they go and they check the blood after they take me off, they will see that I'm still maintaining this thin blood to actually get through. Now, what I'm thinking though is why is the blood thickening? Is the blood thick, or is your arteries obstructed? Like you got aneurysm? They said you had an aneurysm.
yes, it wasn't an aneurysm, but it was more of a They told me, but pretty much they did the blood work. They said everything was normal,
Right.
but so they don't know. They don't know if the blood clots caused the psychosis, because I was hallucinating, hearing voices, things like that of that nature. So they don't know if that came from that, and they still trying to figure that out. So what I did was I fake having took the blood thin. I fell back on the blood thins for a little while just to see if the blood clots would shrink, and they're still the same. They not big. They're not too small. They just
I'm gonna tell you right now. So look, so what you need to do is you need to cleanse the blood. The blood nourisher and iron builder kit off the site will cleanse the blood. Make sure that you're getting the adequate amount of iron inside of your system. And anytime you change blood flow, you're gonna hear things. We have to understand that we have a body that's full of 150 trillion entities that have their own minds. A lot of people think that they be tripping when they hear, no, you really be hearing stuff. It ain't no psychosis or none of that. It be your body and your cells speaking to you. And based off of what you feeding in the environment, they can feed you, they can tell you good things or they can tell you bad things. And I just did a whole live yesterday showing how mineral deficiency will cause psychosis and cause depression and cause people to have psychiatric episodes just by being mineral deficient. So you need to make sure that you're getting the right amount of minerals. And the thyroid deals with a lot of psychosis, and the thyroid deals with depression as well. So we need to make sure that your thyroid is up as well. So make sure that you bringing in iodine. How much you weigh?
I'm 6'1". I weigh about 260.
Okay, so 6'1", 260. You can come down just a little bit. I wouldn't come down too much, otherwise you look like you're a toothpick, brother.
Yeah.
So you see you 6'1", so that's automatically off back. You super tall. That's pituitary off back. So we know pituitary need to be addressed. Then we see that you got some type of aneurysm, meaning that the blood in the circulation is not flowing properly. So if I was you, I'd get on my website, I would get my high circulation tincture. That way we bringing in high circulation in your upper extremities. You most definitely need to be on all natural blood thinners, which will be your grapes, which will be your tannins, which will be your cherries, which will be your berries, your antioxidants, and your oxygenators. You most definitely need to focus on breathing. You need to do some diaphragmatic nasal breathing. I need you to look that up. It's called DMT nasal breathing. Look that up. That'll help you with the psychosis, and it'll help you bring actual circulation to your higher extremities as well. And you need to start sweating. You need to open up the glymphatic system. The glymphatic system is the sewage system of the brain. The lymphatic system is the sewage system of the body. Things that opens up the glymphatic system again will be your berries, your high energetic fruits like your melons. And you need to get in a sauna to start sweating these things out. I notice when we deal with like people that's schizophrenic or people that got bipolar, or people, that got all these neurological functionings, what we find out is that the brain is lacking oxygen, and there's a lot of mucus in the cavities that's in the cranium. Whether we talking about the maxillary cavities, whether we talking about the cervical cavities, we notice that the cervical all the way up, and amyloid protein. You might be building up beta blocking amyloid protein too. So we got to check and make sure that we cleanse your brain of that. The best way to cleanse your brain is by cleansing your gut, brother. So you need to
I
go out.
was just thinking that.
Yeah, you have to go after your gut. The gut will cause you to go mad, brother. So cleanse your gut. You need things like Cascarsa grande. You need things like gelatine root. You need things like gravel root. You need things like cleaver's leaf. These things will cleanse the gut. So if we'll put this all together in the package, what I would say was you need the geogenetic therapeutic package level 1 off my website. Make sure that you put psychosis in there and aneurysm, and we will modify the package for you. And while you're doing that and preparing and waiting, make sure that you're consciously breathing. Make sure you stretching for you can move a lot of them different cells around, because I bet you that it's the bacteria that's speaking to you. I'm telling you, especially when you're dealing with psychosis, it's usually a bacteria issue, and the gut is obstructed and you got amyloid protein on the brain. So let's cleanse the gut. And once you cleanse the gut, you will relieve all that pressure. And once that pressure be relieved from cleansing the gut and cleansing the small intestines and the duodenum, a lot of pressure get relieved, and you start draining through your eyes, draining through your ears, you drain through your mouth, your nose, and you start getting rid of all of that pressure and that protein that's built up on the brain. But usually most of your neurological dysfunctionings is because it's a chemical imbalance, and these chemical imbalances because the lack of minerals and too much mucus built up on the brain and a lot of protein and cytometabolic waste left over because the lymphatic system is backed up and the glymphatic system ain't working.
Got you. All right, I'm gonna definitely take all that in. I'm gonna go on your website, check it out, and I'm gonna definitely get right. Cause
and look, brother, it ain't nothing wrong with talking back either. You know what I'm saying? That don't make you crazy. If they talking to you, talk back. Remember that your mind actually commands the cells of your body. And it's your cells speaking to you. There's nothing outside of you that's speaking to you. Everything is inside of your mind. If it don't mind, it don't matter. We have to remember, if I took away all your senses, your hearing senses, your smelling senses, your touch senses, your taste senses, if I took all your senses away, you will be in complete darkness. It will be only consciousness inside of your mind. So all these things exist within inside of you. So if it's talking to you, command it and talk back. Command it to be quiet. Command it to come up out of you. Command it to go back to where it came from. Because I'm telling you, it's nothing but the microzyma or the bacteria pleomorphizing and speaking to you. The same way they make you crave for food is the same way they speak to you. This time it's just the voice is a little bit louder because you didn't change some chemical compositions in your brain. So look, it's your body, it's your mind. Command it. Tell it what to do. If you want it to be quiet, command it to be quiet. You see what I'm saying? Like you literally have to take power and control over your cells because they're your cells.
That's a fact. All right, got you. I'm not gonna lie, like doing that whole process, like it had me in a dark place. Like I just got up out that darkness. I'm actually working now. I'm socializing, moving around. So now just time for me to heal the body.
Yeah,
you know?
facts, man. If you heal your gut, you will heal your brain, brother. And your first brain is your true gut. They call this the central nervous system, but the enteric nervous system is way more powerful than the central nervous system is here. So solar plexus, man, and let's just clean your chakras up, brother. But yeah, call it out of you. Geogenetic level 1. Make sure you put that in there. Find them grapes, man. At this point, seriously, like. Get some grapes and get on them grapes. Get on them. That way you can avoid all the side effects from what they're giving you now, man.
Yeah, definitely. And then you said DMT nasal.
Yeah, Google. Yeah, get on YouTube. Type in DMT nasal breathing, or even fire or dragon breaths. That will bring a lot of oxygen to the brain.
That. Okay, got you.
Yes, do you some dragon breathing and do you some DMT breathing. That is real healthy for the brain. And look, use your visualization. Visualize you healed. Visualize yourself healed. Talk to yourself. Tell you, I am healed. I am healthy. I am sane. I have a sound mind. I am wise. I am beautiful. I am courageous. I am in control of my body. I am in control of my thoughts. Look in the mirror and look at yourself and tell yourself that and demand yourself to do that, brother.
All right, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, man.
I was all good. Appreciate you, God. All right, peace.
All right, blessed. All right.
You got this, brother. You got this. So with the giveaway, y'all, I'm gonna do the giveaway Tuesday. And the reason why I'm gonna do the giveaway Tuesday is because a lot of y'all on here, y'all didn't want me to do it through a quiz because y'all said that the comments be moving too fast, and people get the answer right and I pick out somebody else, which I don't think I'll be doing that, but that's what y'all said. So, you know what I'm saying? So we'll do the giveaway Tuesday. So by Tuesday, we'll have an actual good articulate way for y'all can jump on here and we can do it that way. So other than that, forgive me, y'all. I know y'all wanted to do it. Organic seeded grapes is so hard to find. Does anyone know where to get them in the NYC? I don't know, Goddess, but I know we got organic seeded grapes in St. Louis, Missouri, so I don't have that problem. But again, you can use cherries. Anything that grows on a vine or in a small bush will be a cousin of a grape. You can still use grapes and get stuff like that. If y'all got any questions to ask me, like Tuesday, I'm doing question and answers from the email. So what y'all can do is y'all can actually get on, send your questions to questions with an S at yakiawaken.com. Questions with an S at yakiawaken.com. And we'll pull them and I'll try to answer. You know what I do? I answer 8 of them. Because y'all know I talk a long time because I want to get down to the holistic thing. So I try to answer 8 questions Tuesday. I will try my hardest, family. With that being said, I love y'all. Peace, love, light, and healing. Once this video reposts, tag me where y'all from. And what I'm gonna do is the next place where y'all tag me, if I get a lot of the same places, that's what we doing the next seminar at. I'm trying to just do new things to show y'all I love y'all, and I'm trying to really engage with my people. Moringa is the ish. Moringa is part of the cruciferous family though. So if you love moringa and you got hypothyroidism, don't use moringa. But other than that, moringa it got sulforaphane in it. Moringa is actually more powerful than broccoli sprouts, y'all, with the sulforaphane and the glucoraphanin and all of that. So moringa is powerful. And it's a cruciferous. If y'all think I'm lying, look it up. So yeah, once we repost the video, let me know where we from. Shouts out to Ohio. Look, I ain't talking about on here. I'm literally talking about on the comment board once the video posts. So once this video posts, go back on my comment board, type in where y'all from. What me and Nabi gonna do, first me and Nabi is gonna figure out how to get y'all these prizes Tuesday, and we're gonna pick a city. And we're gonna pick a city and come to. And look, it's gonna be on my pocket and my dime. I get y'all there. My word bond, y'all. All right, I ain't forgot about y'all. I love y'all. Peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods, peace to the earths. I hope that this video really did something to you. I hope it struck you to change your life. Hope it struck you to change your environment. I hope it changed you to go and get some nutrient-dense food to hydrate your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul, to make sure that you change your whole entire environmental condition and just truly, truly love your CELL. You love your cell. Love yourselves. Hey, and shouts out to Big Mama. Shouts out to the high priestess, goddess, Mitochondria. Get some oxygen in your family. Peace, peace.